the fun. We're bringing the thunder. We are Funder. Flesh and blood down under. Whoop, whoop. Legs 11. Here we are.
340 subs.
Massive. Huge.
Guys, subscribe if you're here.
We are growing like a weed. Who do we have here tonight?
I stopped growing at 13, man. Let's be honest.
I could make a very inappropriate joke right now.
Go for it.
Really? But no. I'll just...
You can't tease it and
just,
not
just
do it.
let me have a sip of water, please. Who have we got tonight?
Sam Eisen. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Great. You prefer Sam?
Yeah.
Sam.
So I pay $200 for Samantha, but it's just Sam's fine.
Like a name change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay per letter, so we got the nice long fancy one for paperwork.
Samantha. Level 1 judge.
Mm-hmm.
What's your highest fab accolade? ProQuest top 4?
Yeah. Top 4. I think I bubbled out in 6, like 8
Sure,
shits
top
for Ryan
8.
Lewis Johns. But yeah, top 8.
All right. You've top 8. Sam's a very, very good player. When I started playing, you were one of the players I feared. Also, she plays Prism and I play Dory, so that's just like...
Prism is your bay,
Yeah.
right? Your number one, your main?
I've played Prism since Monarch release.
Since day
and
one.
It wasn't just, I'm going to be Tyler Hospital, play 2 auras a turn. It was terrifying aggro Prism. Here is double tome,
Heralds.
48 damage in a turn.
Yeah.
Prism.
Yeah.
The real way to play Prism. That's long gone now. Although, a little bit of a New Zealand tidbit. I got Phantasmaclasm fractaled in New Zealand.
Dude.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Dude. At the time of...
Terrible.
At the time of PQ Season 1, I was very active in one of the Flesh and Blood Discords, and I heard little whispers of there's this terrifying Vestige Prism deck. It's coming out of nowhere. There's double fractal phantasming people. I'm like, I wonder where they got that idea from.
And your Twitter handle is Resident Prism Bimbo or Bimbo Prism?
Resident Prism Bimbo.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank
I'm
you for
fresh
inviting me.
off the New Zealand trip. I'm not jet lagged, but I'm pretty tired. The time zone's weird.
Yeah.
For sure. I had to get up at 3 to catch my flight back. What have I missed? Told Timmy?
A lot. It's been a big week in the Flesh and Blood news, but before we get stuck into that, look, one of the things we do here in Funder, Flesh and Blood Down Under, is we bring on members of our local community, Sam being one of them. I met Sam way back when, RC Crew Games last year.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I believe it was one of the skirmishes. You were still hard on the Raiden Bolton. I think I gave you a Rainbow Foil Raiden I had spare at the time.
Yeah, you did. That's right. You did give me that Rainbow Foil Raiden. I do remember that. That was awesome. And it just goes to show you, everyone in the community. So, look, we wanted to bring Sam onto this podcast because we thought we'd have an interesting conversation with you. Just so I don't... You are... identify as a gender minority. Is that the way that I'd say it? Is that?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm a trans woman is the correct terminology for it these days. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Here's how I would ask, what I want to ask. How would you want people to ask you that if people aren't sure?
The generally accepted way is people are just sort of pronouns is the first one, people the easiest one.
Like, what are your pronouns?
Yeah, what are your pronouns
like
or what do you identify as?
and that's a neutral. You would find that as a...
Yeah.
If a stranger asked you that, they sat down, you're shuffling, that's something you'd like to be asked.
Yeah. So personally, I wouldn't mind at all. If I sat from a opponent and they weren't sure, it's
Yep.
just sort of what are your preferred pronouns or whatever.
Because to be honest, I don't think I've ever asked that question. But mind you, I think we all make assumptions too, and you just... Yeah, but...
Yeah.
Fair. You probably have a perspective we don't have. So we talked to Saha. You know Saha. As a woman and as a cosplayer, we are never going to experience what she does. So we were curious. Yeah. Tell us what it's like for you in the community. So you're not only a player, you're a judge.
Yeah.
Avid community member at Grimdark and Wollongong. Shout out Grimdark.
Grimdark's
my favorite home away from home.
Oh, yeah.
If people don't know, there's a 1K tournament this weekend. Tell us how in your fab journey so far, and then we'll go back to your past and how you started.
Yeah. Yeah, so Flesh and Blood community, as far as that stuff goes, being minority group, and it's easily the best TCG community I've been part of. Everyone's been lovely. I haven't had any weird comments or questions or anything like that.
Sweet.
Well, just tell us, we'll beat them up. It's not a problem.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Also, you're friends with Yazi. People are scared of him.
Yeah.
Yazi's in the background, by the way. It was your lift today.
Yeah. No.
Or the other way?
My lift home. He was
Okay, yeah,
He was working, so it was like cool.
Get
we'll meet
off
up.
the camera,
Okay.
yeah. That's cool. Well, tell us actually where you started, because we like to find out. So, gaming in general,
Yeah. So
and specifically TCGs, what got you started?
So TCGs, first thing I like properly started, got me into it, is I hopped into Magic the Gathering, played Standard around when Ravnica Allegiance came out. So I'm trying to remember when that was. It would have been early 2019, I think. I can't remember now. But yeah, no, I hopped into Magic the Gathering, playing Standard when Ravnica Allegiance, War of the Spark and all that were first coming out, and just played Magic all the way up until around the time I started playing Fab, honestly, just because Magic hasn't been in a very good spot for a while. So I was like, oh, this game's, everything feels so much smoother playing Fab. So
Yeah.
just slowly fell out of love with Magic and started playing Fab instead.
Where did you first see Fab being played? At RC Crew? Was that your local? Or?
Oh, no. So locals at the time was Good Games Wollongong, and now LSS staff member Sasha Markovic was one of our locals there. So he was pushing Flesh and Blood really hard for quite a while. And then it was, what was it? One of our locals there, that wasn't Sasha, was also very into it. Like, just started running intro games and stuff like that. Had a bunch of like very, very rudimentary blitz decks. So I started playing, I think at the time I mained Azalea to very limited success.
Surprised you hung around.
Was this in
dude, yeah.
2019 or 2020? or
It would have been 2020, a bit before lockdowns and stuff like that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was before Monarch release. It would have been a bit after Arcane Unlimited came out, I think, because Azalea was the one I like started playing first, and then Skirmish Season 1, I was playing Dash and a very funny like Pummel Bravo list. And when Monarch came out, I've just been on Prism since Monarch release, basically.
Well, that journey's nearly over. Rip Prism.
Yeah, Rip Prism.
Did
That's the plan. I'm gonna be the one that LL Prism at Melbourne Battle Harden. There we go. I have to do it now. I've said it on stream, on podcast.
do you prefer playing or judging?
I definitely prefer playing, but judging is very like it's its own kind of fun. Like, especially something like I judged this like the recent Sydney Calling and the Uprising World Premiere, and like I'm personally not a big fan of limited events, but I loved judging that event, like seeing how keen everyone was cracking in new cards and seeing all the new stuff happening. Like, it was very exciting. I prefer playing, but judging is also very rewarding. It feels really good.
How long ago would you have started Magic again?
I just realized what year it was. Yeah, I would have started Magic like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah,
Like that,
2019. Allegiance, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right from Allegiance. I probably got the date wrong on that. Probably was 2018, but yeah, like 4-ish years ago.
Did you find like the communities are that different? Because you said like the best community so far is Fab.
Yeah,
Like inclusive wise. Because that's part of why I wanted to have you on is in my life, I've run into trans people. I've run into them, but the Fab community seemed to have a higher ratio
yeah,
above any hobby I've had.
Yeah.
Also, if you're playing it online, you can't always like tell genders apart anyway at all. Like, it could be a little kid, could be a girl. It's very hard to tell people act. World of Warcraft, when I played, was like no voice chat either, so you just had to take people's word on. But definitely, it seemed like a concentration.
Yeah,
Like more than like in my workplaces, for instance.
yeah.
Is that something that's like unique to Fab?
So yeah, like Fab, definitely. I think it's more just how open the community is as well. Like, it definitely is a lot more of a positive community. It's like when I played Magic, like most of my time playing Magic was like before I transitioned and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they definitely remember a lot. It was a very sort of like frat bro-ish almost culture, which sounds funny to say when we're talking card games and nerds and stuff like that, but it was definitely a very like boys culture sort of thing, if that makes any sense at all. Like just slinging any like just assorted slurs around and stuff like that, and then like just offhand comments about.
So you're basically saying
left, right, and center.
we're more mature. Is that what you're saying, Sam?
Yeah.
She wasn't talking about you.
We're more mature. I'm just like...
Fair.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's fair to say more mature when I'm the recent Yazi's in the room.
It's good having you around, bro. Yeah, make some fucking videos.
Yeah, you should upload.
Hey, I really hilarious.
gonna say if you,
He gets bullied to make videos anywhere he goes. He doesn't even turn up to armories anymore.
But it's the same for me, John. The first, I guess, trans person I met was in Magic. Before that, with other hobbies, I'd never been not that I hadn't been exposed, but I'd never met anyone, and there was a player in our I guess in our like close group of friends playing Magic that transitioned during the time that we knew that person, and great person, and just to see, like, I wasn't extremely close to what was going on, but to see that all happen, it was really, really quite nice. And as a group, we really sort of got around her, and really happy, really good out, it was great.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, it just seems like in Flesh and Blood, it just, I don't know, you just feel like you can be yourself.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's like, aside from like how people would, like not to assume pronouns, what's like things you would want the community to know as a trans person? Because there's a concentration, like I said, there's plenty of openly trans people, or when I say openly, like literally in their Twitter bio to say like trans.
Yeah, like I've got like a little flag on my one and stuff like that. Yeah.
What are people expecting? Because I look at that, I don't really, I know it's silly to say like I don't see gender, like I don't care, but the last thing I want to do is to say something or misgender someone or whatever. What's something you would tell, or things you would tell people in the card world?
Yeah.
On how to approach.
I guess like the obvious, like most obvious thing is just like don't be an asshole about it, sort of thing. But like, I feel like especially for someone that don't feel like you have to, like I guess don't feel like you have to tiptoe around us, sort of thing.
Yeah, sure.
Like from obviously my experience is different from a lot of others, but it's sort of like, don't be afraid just to ask us. It's like, hey, like if me and Paul sat across from each other and he wasn't sure, it's just like, don't be afraid to ask. Like, oh, what would you prefer to be referred as or something like that? Or like if, say I like do get misgendered or like Paul calls me he or anything, like, I'm not going to get super upset about it. I'm not going to blow up about it, but it's just like if it's just like a quick correction or anything like that.
I call you dude all the time.
Oh yeah, like for me specifically, like getting called like just like oh dude or man or whatever. Like I don't care. I understand that it's just sort of like I call like cis chicks dude. Like he's like oh dude and stuff like that. Like that personally doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like if even and then just don't be afraid to ask.
Yep.
Like what we prefer, I guess. And then even then, if you do get corrected or anything like that, like obviously if they're a bit of an asshole about it back to you, then it's another story. But like if you get corrected, it's not like an attack. It's not us like going off at you, I guess.
Yep.
Like don't take it as that. It'd probably be the main thing, I guess.
Fair.
Yeah.
So what did I miss in Sydney?
In Sydney?
There was a couple of skirmishes. I think young Ryan won a couple. He's making sure to mention that.
I was going to say, Ryan came top 8 in a skirmish. You'll definitely hear it. Won a skirmish, no less. We'll definitely hear about it.
1-2 in a row, right?
Yeah. On Ira.
Yeah.
On Ira, I think both.
Is he going to play Ira in the PT?
Ira making a comeback's pretty scary.
Is that what
well,
you're
it's
saying?
Ira with double strike is actually a little bit cracked. It turns out because it's like 3 damage over 2 cards. That it's like.
Oh man! Oh shit!
It's very wide Ira. Yeah,
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's quite good with double strike. Like if you just have one card in hand, you can go 1, 3, like 1, 2.
It's like
just one card.
It's the Kadachi issue, except you don't have to pitch
it's
for it.
It's way worse than a Kadachi. That's the point.
You can eat a Kadachi against Ira and with just no cards in hand and a card in arsenal now.
So when you're Kadachi locked now, you're just dead.
Are we going to have to do a mock funeral when Prism LLs?
Oh, 100%.
Because that's been your main since
100%.
Monarch, right? I'm just thinking in my head, like, what are we, 2 points away? It's going to happen very soon.
It's happening.
It'll happen. It's just we'll have to play Pro Tour with her in it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of good because then she's going to get... If I'd love to see her win because...
if Prism, 100%. If Prism rotates out because it's Tyler or Fiona winning Pro Tour with her, like
amazing,
100%,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see one of the OG, like, big names on Prism just take out Pro Tour.
Have you got your eyes on another hero?
Lex, Dromai. I felt obligated to play Dromai, especially being like the resident like illusionist bitch in Sydney.
She's not the same though.
She's not the same.
Yeah.
It definitely like is hard line aggro, but I've joked with a few friends that I play like the same deck in every single game. It's always sort of like a control deck with a little aggro spin on it. And
That's Lexi for sure.
yeah, I was going to say, so I've had like brief like chats with Yuki and been like, cool, I want to play Lexi. Like this is how, like it definitely scratches that itch. Like having like all the aggro stuff with all like random like on hits. Like for like Chilling Ice Vein, I've got play one Chilling Ice Vein. Suddenly my entire deck says if this hits the starter card.
Yeah. I love how our game has like these ambassadors. Like everyone looks at Yuki for Lexi.
For Lexi,
even though there's like a dozen very good Lexi mains.
Oh yeah,
she's got that.
No,
then you got
exactly.
Mansent on Leviah. Like
Yeah.
I was at LSS office. They're like, any Leviah card goes to Mansent. Like it's not even negotiable.
Oh,
Like
exactly.
he's the Leviah guy. That's it. Like he gets credit when anyone wins on Leviah. It's like League of Leviah. I love that. It's and is that maybe like. I find maybe that could be part of the appeal based on my general overview, is that we have heroes like all these chicks want to play the chick in the game, like same as like
100%.
RPGs, like when they didn't have female characters that have less female players, and then you add female.
You never played female characters, John, RPGs.
No.
You never
No,
played
because I'm the type of person that like it's me in the game. I don't want to.
What? So you're playing a gnome or a
you
dwarf or
trans?
something?
Are you
Are you playing a half? Are you playing a halfling or
So
something?
you're playing a female elf. So what does that
Yeah,
say
I don't
about
know,
you?
maybe. Do they have giraffes in these games?
I did. I played a dwarf priest, but I had hair at the time. So
Okay.
Paul's out here like abusing smaller hitboxes and stuff, dude. Come on.
exactly.
But,
It's just not how you gotta find more creative ways to bully me, Paul. It's not one of them.
Don't worry, I'm just getting warmed up. But
Fucking.
are you playing in Nats, Sam?
Nats? No, I'm not playing in Nats. Actually,
Did you
no.
qualify?
No, I did not. I did not.
You had COVID for a chunk of time.
I had
didn't you? You were sick.
I missed out on XP. I dropped from like 15th in XP to like 80th because I missed out on 3 armory events because I had gotten COVID.
And your
And then-
local is like you win a lot of your locals, but you only have 2 to go to, right?
Yeah, I perform pretty well in our locals a lot of the time. Like if I'm not like local scene is definitely like a bit of a rotation between like myself and then like 2 other people of who's winning. And,
Big Chungus.
Yeah, Big Chungus is my Big Chungus goes to the Grimdark Gaming. There we go. Another
world
excuse
famous Big Chungus.
Yeah.
he walked into Blood Rush with his. I don't know if it's his girlfriend, but the girl he's
I
seeing.
think it was just a day. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard this story a few times. Yeah.
And Paul's like across the room, Big Chungus, and the look on her face.
That's what I call it.
But I was like, I wonder if she's ever heard it before.
Oh, dude, I've seen Declan talk in like random Discord channels
Yeah.
about Flesh and Blood, and then like some dude he's never spoke to from like the US or whatever, like in the Discord chat, was like, "Holy shit, you're Big Chungus."
It's like you just tell. I picture his sex life. That's the pet name he insists on. He's like, call me Big Chungus.
no.
I love how LSS has that feature in your gem account where you can change
it's
your
terrible.
name. I think it's cool.
It's fucking.
Oh, dude.
We
I
were
need to
at
change
so we
mine to
were
the
at
tall
the
Timmy.
skirmish in New
Unbelievable.
Zealand. It was 20 minutes late starting. You know why? Because Nick Butcher changed his name to like Scar for a Scar, and another guy changed his nickname to another
dude.
something, which are very similar. So the TO, like Marnie, had to. It took him forever to
dude.
work it out.
Oh, was Marnie the TO?
Yeah.
I remember
It was nice.
Marnie
meeting
from
him.
Jersey.
Marnie from Jersey. Who's
Yeah.
Marnie from Jersey? Marnie Cardwell from Card Traders in New Zealand.
If it's the same Marnie, Fab Maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in New Jersey. Remember? Hey,
Yeah,
Marnie,
no, he
how are
was.
you,
He
mate?
was in he was in Jersey.
Yeah, so he was the TO, was he?
Yeah, it was his event.
Oh, sick.
He gave me the biggest hug ever. I haven't had a hug like that in a while.
Kia ora, Marnie.
Thanks,
How are
Marnie.
you, mate? That's awesome.
He ran a good event.
Oh, no
Yeah.
doubt. But you did say it started late, so I do have to get something off my chest, John.
All right, go.
Please. TOs from here to...
Fucking start on time.
Please, I'm telling you, I'm not going to call anyone out because I don't do that. I don't like doing that at all. But
Well, there's only been
it seems
two
to be a
skirmishes in
flesh and
Sydney.
blood thing. Like I
Yeah.
went to 8 years of OP Magic. I couldn't even count on one hand the amount of times an event didn't start on time.
It's too
In
forgiving.
Flesh
You
and
don't need to
Blood,
be that
every
forgiving,
event,
man.
every event in Flesh and
100%.
Blood seems to run late.
Yeah.
When we're talking 20 minutes, half an hour, even an hour.
No.
Can we please start events on time. And please, can we start them earlier? There's no need to start events on the weekend.
Yeah, as in like
at lunchtime.
Started at 9.
Started at 9.
I love nothing more than going to an event that starts at 1:30 p.m. and then also starting half an hour late.
Like,
after
imagine
that
going to
1:30
an
PM
event and
start time.
hoping you don't top 8 so you can get home in time for
yeah,
dinner.
that was me at the last event.
Yeah.
I was basically crossing my fingers, hoping I didn't bubble up into top 8, which I didn't, because I was like, I've got engagements on
good
after.
excuse, Paul.
Yeah. Oh, come on, I'm a Timmy.
It's like I was hoping not to bubble because I had to go home.
I actually, that's when I skipped it with Ollie and them and started coming in the car with you guys because I had to get home. But yeah, I think events need to start at a decent time, so at least you've got your afternoon,
it's an odd
evening.
thing for me because you say the events. So there's a store that did this twice now. They go events at 10. It actually turns out that's the player meeting and events actually at like 11.
Oh,
Right, they go
I
10
know exactly
because
what-
people are going to
yeah.
be late anyway. That's their excuse. So meetings at 10:30, starts at 11.
yeah.
This is the way it should be done if you want to advertise your events. You advertise your event, what time your shop's open. Say doors open 8:30 in the morning, Rego closes at 9, player meeting at 9:15, event starts round 1
And
at
you
9:30.
put in the text in the
You have
event,
4
it's
lines.
locked. Like if you are not in the store by 9:15, you are not playing. And that's it.
That's one thing that rustles my Jimmy's a little bit as well, because a lot of these card shops and stuff like that. Obviously, like you want someone that that loves those games to play it, but a lot of these card shops are also run by nerds that open at 12 o'clock instead
Yeah, so
of
that's the
regular
other
shop
thing.
times.
If you've got an event
So
at
your
10,
events,
fucking open at 9. Like you need to be there an hour early. No, I've
At the
been,
minimum.
Yeah, I've been to events where it's like the players are waiting outside for the shop to open. Like, what's
Literally,
going on?
I've been to a few events like that. Like there was, there's definitely more than a few event where like it's like cool, doors open at 10, player meeting at 10, 10:15, and then there's like 15 of us sitting outside the store at 10:30,
And
as someone bumbles up to the door to unlock it for
And
us.
these are store owners, managers. These are your days to make extra money.
Yeah.
The earlier you open, before the event starts, people can buy drinks, sleeves, get their last minute singles, all this good stuff. So, you're doing your own self a disservice by opening just before
Be
the event
professional.
starts.
Like I know it's a game, but like
Yeah.
you're charging me money. Like you're charging me money. It's not a bunch of mates
Yeah.
like hanging out. There's no excuse to be late.
Yeah.
And what about the old, we can't start on time because we're waiting for one person and there's
Bugger the
31
That
people.
was an RTN.
I was going to say,
No names.
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
Bugger
But
the
yeah, it's
person. There's a
31
IP.
people in the hall.
Our like spreadsheet literally says like here's IP2 for being like bloody match loss if you're later than that.
It's like
Bugger
what,
off.
3 minutes or
Stop it.
something?
I think so. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Come on.
Yeah. Like
And then that same event that
And the person didn't turn up. That was the funny thing.
that's because they
We waited 20 minutes for the person.
supposedly they got in
even
an
come.
accident, but
Yeah.
then they didn't turn up, which tells me I think they slept in.
I was gonna say if they got a good excuse, then that's understandable.
No, but
yeah,
start the event.
Exactly.
Like there's no work.
Even
like,
if they have a
again-
good excuse, they
was
lose
gonna-
the first round.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Just give them
you-
a round one
correct,
loss.
Correct.
No
It's
problem.
like getting a buy. It's the opposite
Yeah.
of a buy. You're
just
late.
get a round one
okay,
loss.
we forgive you because you had
Yeah.
an accident.
That's
like,
what I was gonna say.
We're not
Okay,
going to DQ you.
Yeah, you still play. You get a round one loss.
Also,
No
just
problem.
refund their tickets. Like I don't understand. As a store owner waiting for one person, one person.
Exactly. Like what was it? Like one of the skirmishes last season or whatever. Like I got caught because I don't drive, so I got caught up with like a train getting stuck. So I didn't expect Andy to like hold up the whole last event for me.
Yeah.
For like the half hour
No.
extra ended up taking me.
No.
Just like shot the store messages like, hey, I'm gonna be late. Just give me a match loss.
Yeah.
Like I ended up having an opponent that I know damn well I would have won, and I would have top 8'd if I had been there.
fine.
But
It's not his fault.
exactly, it's not his fault that I was
Like
ended up
also, don't
being
even
half
give them
hour
a
late.
match loss. Like
Exactly.
pair the event on time
Yeah.
with all the tickets you've sold. Then, as a responsible TO, you walk around. Go if
Yeah.
you don't have an opponent, put your hand up for a judge.
Yeah.
You make note table 10, table 15. Same. That's what they did in New Zealand.
Mm,
They go, guys, just let us know if there's no one at your table, and then 3 minutes later you got to win, and that's
exactly,
that.
yeah. Like,
And it doesn't matter. Like it's not a what's it called? It's not like you're in trouble. Like if you're not in the building
Yeah.
because you had diarrhea, that's fine. It's a
No,
match
exactly.
loss. Like no one cares. Like whatever the reason is, you're not in trouble. You weren't
Yeah.
there to participate.
Yeah, like we did the same thing in calling as well. Like calling, it was just sort
Yeah.
of like cool. Round one start, chuck your hand up if you don't have an opponent,
That's
and
it.
then we just like ran around to the tables, check who was there, and whatever. It's done, easy.
Yeah. Funny.
yeah.
That's what I love about Grimdark.
Yeah.
He runs it like it's supposed to run. It's
Yeah.
on time. The shop's always ready. He's there earlier. He gives it clear instructions every time you're at an event. He tells you where the toilets are. Like it's just
It's like it's easy as like explaining like where the fire drills and shit go. It's like, here we go. Here's everything you need to know immediately. Event starts, go.
Primers are
judging-
very important.
Exactly.
Very important. Takes you 2 minutes, and you save a lot of
Are
pain.
you judging the 1K event?
I asked Brendan. He's like, I believe Noah in that ankle has
Okay.
already like volunteered. So I'm going to be,
Fuck Noah.
yeah.
You're going to be getting your
No,
last matches in with
exactly,
Prism?
Exactly. I'm going to be.
Yeah, no, play,
I'm
yeah.
going to be on Prism.
All right,
hoping-
let's shout out the
Yeah.
event because it's pretty cool.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're from Australia at all,
Exactly.
so it's a $1,000 CC event. I
Yep.
believe 1,000 is it the minimum?
1K is the minimum price.
Minimum,
I believe.
yeah.
I
For
don't wanna- I don't wanna-
25 players.
For
yeah,
25, but
I don't want to talk on Brendan's behalf, but I believe that is like.
I think
set
it
in
is.
stone.
But let's forget the money for a second. Although there's amazing prizing.
Yeah.
There's a belt
Oh yeah, no, because
and there's a player
Like a wrestling belt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like
like,
a
like a UFC belt.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
UFC belt. It's
Yeah.
sick.
Brendan used to do like MMA fighting and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
He was
so
rank. He was high rank.
He's a
Yeah.
big guy.
Oh, Brendan's
boy.
huge.
Brandon's a
I
big
love-
guy.
I've challenged him to a jiu-jitsu match. It'll
that?
happen.
What?
Maybe we'll do it
How
on
the
Sunday.
hell is a halfling going to be Noga?
Have you not seen?
How is that? Is that possible?
But
Yeah.
how's he was that like
It's
is
possible.
the but he's
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
rank
yeah.
1.
yeah,
Rank
yeah.
1?
Till
Yeah.
Tuivasa joined the UFC. Have you
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know Tai
Yeah,
Tuivasa
yeah.
is the
Yeah, Bam Bam.
Bam
Wait.
Bam.
Yeah, so because
He's rank 1 now.
So whenever
so he
you-
trains with Volkanovski, I believe, in the
So,
same gym.
so you're saying whenever you're in Grimdark, Brennan's store, don't
What's funny is he comes across as the most
Don't challenge-
pacifist,
Oh, he's
gentle
so
person,
great.
right?
Brendan
Don't
is
And his
challenge a
partner's
judge
like
call.
so lovely and
Oh,
like
Emily
right.
and Brendan are
but
great.
but let me tell you something. Don't fucking steal from that store if you want to
Oh,
live.
yeah, no. that store is its own security.
Oh, man.
The alarms aren't a warning for him. The alarms are a warning for you.
You've got 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, he'll rip your arms off and beat you to death with them.
But yeah, so the
What does he weigh? He weighs like 130 easy, right?
Oh,
Gotta be
come on, bro.
130.
That's
Look, I'm
way
not,
more than that.
look, he's a big boy. I'm trying not
Way
to.
more than that.
He's 130
Yeah.
at least.
but
Look, I've seen
Not
him
saying
eat.
he's fat. He's just massive. He's just a big
muscle.
man.
It's all muscle.
Yeah, he's
Like,
a
it was-
big man.
What
Big
is
man.
he? What's his
It was his birthday on the Saturday, and like
Yeah, he's 30, right?
30. Yeah, it
Happy
was his
30th,
on the
Brandon.
Saturday.
Does he
Oh,
watch
happy
my
birthday,
channel?
mate.
That's the
I
real
think so.
question.
Yeah, 100%. He's going to be talking about like he's next time you see him, he's going to be like, I loved all the Grimdark shout outs on Thunder.
He better.
but
But he runs a good ship. He does
Yeah.
play mats. He pumps events for all games.
Now, here's
Yeah.
what's
he
crazy.
runs everything.
Yeah, so
all the games.
the 1K event,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So because
He's a hard worker. That's what I'm saying.
So the 1K event, because obviously like haha MMA, like fighting all like it's not just Flesh and Blood. He's got a 1K for all
Yep.
the games we
Yeah.
run. So he's got like Digimon. He's got a Star Wars like it's called Legion.
So
I
that's
believe,
big
the
down there,
tabletop,
right?
yeah.
He's a tabletop, originally tabletop guy, right?
I think he used to play like Dragon Ball and stuff like that. It's
Okay.
just like our locals have a lot of tabletop players.
Maybe it's the
But, yeah.
Grimdark brand. I'm trying to think which ones like got big off the
He had he
tabletop
did have
stuff.
He did have a Grimdark like painting
Yes.
commissions thing
Yeah.
as well. So
So
Which
here's
is
the
his
thing.
heart.
Like, let me make all the store owners and if you go to a store, go tell your store owner how bad yours is compared to
Yeah.
Grimdark. This guy works 40 hours a week in disability.
he does disability, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah,
Who's that? Brendan.
Brendan.
Yeah.
yeah,
And he owns a store.
yeah.
Oh, so he does a full-time job on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He puts the money from the store back in the store.
I did not know that.
Still runs on time. He's always there before you. Everything's clean. He's got singles. He's got stock. He knows every game in the store. He's friendly, good attitude, on time.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Don't forget the-
he's a professional. That's why I like going down there.
Don't forget
It's
the
an
price
hour and a-
support for the events as well.
I
Like,
know.
you're sitting there looking at
But
events where it's
he's
like
smart.
Yeah,
Because he knows he's built this community, great community. It's only going to grow. And one day he'll transition, if it's making enough money, either to hire a manager to take over
Yeah.
the workload, or he'll just quit
Yeah.
his day job.
Yeah.
Like, he literally works a full-time job.
I did
and
not
has
know
the
that.
game store.
like when you've got your little map of your like your Sydney events and stuff like that, your options are potentially paying the highest you possibly can pay for a skirmish, getting whatever was
Nothing.
in the pack,
Yeah.
and maybe a lucky door prize of an armory poster they get for free, or you can come to Grimdark, go 05 and drop and get 6 packs as a fucking entry.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a lucky like an entry, not even prize,
But
just
look,
participation.
again, we've said it
So,
before.
yeah.
Paul especially says it. Like,
Yeah.
make your money. We're not here to tell you what to charge or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, if a store, if he can have a full-time job and run events and make the pricing crazy good, you can do better if you're not. That's all I'm saying. Especially if it's your full-time job.
I'm sorry, Brendan. I have not been to Grimdark. You know that. Because whenever his events always land.
Yazzie disapproves.
His events always seem to land on days when I've got
Come on
stuff.
Sunday.
But I think this Sunday I'll be there. I'll do it
then. You and me.
Guess what I've been playing? I'm locked into a deck for Nats.
Bravo.
Oh, did you see my video that went up on the Fab TCG, the Gauntlet series?
We did.
Hayden?
The one,
Jeez, Kale. Oh my gosh, that was embarrassing.
And Kale went undefeated in the battle.
Yeah, I know. I did a real disservice. I had a lot of fun. Hayden's great, and it was good. But no, we are locked into a deck for Nats.
What are you playing?
No surprise, Bolton, baby.
Excellent.
I have been going. I've been getting the reps in up at Blood Rush the last few days.
Have you had reps against Dory?
Not yet.
Okay, let me show you how shit Bolton is after the podcast ends.
Is that a challenge? I've actually got my deck here. Are we going to do this?
We can do it.
Are we doing this?
We can do it.
I'm going to kick your ass.
You can't.
But yeah, Bolton's good. Combos. Bolt. I'm doing Saber.
Sure.
I'm going deep on Saber. I'm actually.
It's the only way. It's the strong way to play it, I think.
I'm doing Josh Laus.
Yeah. He won, didn't he?
Yeah, he's RTN. He day 2 the Pro Tour with it. It's a glass cannon.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a glass cannon.
I was just about to ask if you'd seen a Bolton that randomly topped an RTN out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Great deck tech. Card guys, love your work.
Yeah, they're very good.
Oh, Card guys would have to be probably my favourite Fab YouTube channel.
I've got to shout out someone new because Ben and I, Yazzie, we were talking about this. OK and Y podcast. Have you heard of them?
No.
I have not, no.
I do not remember the guy's name. I apologize. He streams a lot of TTS, so tabletop simulator. So I just don't usually click on those videos.
Yeah.
But I saw one that said Dromai versus Dory,
Yeah.
as in he's winning
Oh.
against
as
Dory.
Dromai?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm clicking that. So this guy plays at hyperspeed in TTS. Like, have you ever seen like a StarCraft 2 player with the 5,000 actions per minute? He plays TTS with macros.
Yeah. So he just, oh man.
He's quick.
Yeah.
But it makes it so good to watch. And he was like, he'd lose against Doran and he's been tweaking his deck and he's beating it.
Yeah. Will there be
anyway, big shout out because you want to watch like 4cc games in under an hour with really high level sharp play.
Yeah.
Like you can't watch people play with paper do 4 games in an hour, but on TTS because everything's quick and shuffle and it's very quick.
I'd love to see more like paper, like gameplay that's like good quality on YouTube though, because there's so many.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying just because it's me, but I feel like there's so many improvements you can. I just need an editor, but I need an editor that knows Fab, as you had with the Gauntlet. Like when they don't know Fab, you got to spoon feed.
Yeah, and at that point, you may as well do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like if there's a million like little.
I don't
YouTube
have time to do it myself. It's too much because
Yeah,
you really
that's-
need the card to come up and
that's what I mean though. If you're busy spoon feeding professional editors, like here's all your stuff, you could just at that point it's just sort of like
you might as well do it yourself. Yeah, when you put the timestamps in and everything. But look, shout out to Grimdark. Back on that. Get down to Wollongong. It's in a couple of days basically. It's on Sunday. Yeah. This comes out on the Thursday, so hopefully we get way more than 25. You should come play Bolton.
Yeah, I think I will.
Like 1,000, because there's a skirmish on the same day. I don't know why.
Isn't there 2 skirmishes on the same day or one?
The schedule, I don't know. The schedule is
because Cardboard Cafe out of the blue said, "Oh, I've got a skirmish. When should I run it?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, I bought a ticket." I'm like, "Wait, it's on Sunday, dude. I'm not coming to a skirmish."
Yeah.
Like last minute skirmish. I'm gonna head to Wollongong.
Yeah.
Also, $1,000 is like.
Plus, we need to get the practice for Nats. You need practice for Pro Tour.
Exactly, it's CC.
Playing Blitz is a bit irrelevant at the moment. In some
I'd
ways.
love to play a skirmish if it was the only thing happening, but a 1K CC tournament's way more appealing.
Yeah.
So how was New Zealand? The land of the long white cloud.
It was freaking cold, man. It was cold.
Yeah, of course. That's why I didn't go.
That's the one
I hate
thing.
the cold
like,
weather.
Being bald is sexy, but your head gets very cold.
Can you say that again?
Yeah,
Did I mishear you?
It's the Bruce Willis effect.
Did you say that?
There's some women in the world that just won't pay attention to you till you're bald. You'll just never experience.
And they just rub your head?
No, it's much. They don't rub your head. Let me tell you, it's much better than that. No, I'm not even kidding.
Man.
By the way, so
did Chris Bewley rub your head?
No, he didn't.
Damn it! I told him to. I said it gives you good luck. I said I rub it every day.
Chris is scared of me. He knows better. New Zealand was amazing. Auckland was nice. I went there Thursday to Tuesday, and I played a lot of Fab. Went to an armory, hung out with Kale, hung out with Newson a bit. Had a 4-hour lunch with James and his wife. That was nice.
What was that like?
Did you play any MetaZoo with James White?
You know, I should have. So I took him a gift. I don't know if you guys did. You see? I don't know if he'll ever post it, but the 1-of-1 playmat.
Yeah, the playmat
that got signed by the top 8 at Pro Tour. I framed it and put a plaque on it.
That was amazing.
He loved it.
He would have, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then that's when I got that playmat, and he pulled the Chromai, the full art Chromai one,
just
the
art
prize war
Chromai,
one.
No zone.
Yeah,
Chromai.
and I go, you know, I would have traded you.
Oh,
I would have traded.
That Mac looks so good. I'm
It
going to have
does.
to find a way to like get hold of some of those Macs because they look so nice.
Look, contrary to people's opinion, James White is one of the smartest people I know. Also, he wants criticism because he knows he lives in a bubble. Like what people may not know about James White, although he says it himself. Like he literally holes up at home and works, and he's creating cards. But he also has to. So he's the vision for the game.
Yeah.
Like every hero, every big mechanic and stuff, it's mainly coming from him, right?
Yeah.
But then he also has to run a company with like accounting, finance, like law, everything that has to go through probably runs past him. So, you know, he looks tired when you meet him all the time because he's overworked.
Yeah.
But he's also like, I've met plenty of CEOs in my life. When I was telling him about how tilting Icelander is. No. He's the.
Did you really bring that up?
Of course. So this is my point. He doesn't care if you're negative.
No.
He doesn't care.
No,
Like,
if
he
Sorry,
wants to
James.
know.
Sorry, James. You had
but
to go through with that
But
conversation.
he asked me questions. Do you understand? Like when you're talking to someone that's a CEO and he's asking me questions because he's interested.
And he
He's
wants
like, wait, what interaction are you talking about? And I explained it, and he didn't give me some fucking answer. He nodded. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, like I love.
And then he explained to me like,
yeah.
you know, he didn't justify it, and he didn't tell me what to do to beat it, and he didn't tell me he's going to fix it. He was just like, yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah, I love
and
that
he
it's-
smiled. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's when you know
Icelander's meant to frustrate
I was going to
you.
say that's when that's James being like, it's doing exactly what I wanted to do. Never mind. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
But no,
He's like-
I love
He
that
cheeky
it's
smile.
He's like, got another one.
Yeah. But
No, we talked about Starvo.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, the reason I was talking about this stuff is I'm not someone that'll publicly go like, yeah, I did a whole post about Icelander because I wanted to get people's reactions, right? People, by the way, to this day, I get PMs going, hey, what's that interaction? Because I'm playing Icelander at the skirmish. And when I explain it to people who play Icelander, like, oh, I didn't know that worked that way. I go, yeah, good luck at your skirmish.
Yeah.
Especially in Blitz, the thing's broken. I don't know how you beat it. By the way, pro players are telling me Icelander's like overpowered in Blitz. Like it's a bit like Kano, but much easier to play.
Yeah. The cheeky kill you in response to Frostbite.
Because people don't know that they're already dead at 10.
Oh, yeah.
In Blitz. Like Kano, you know, that 13, 14.
Oh, yeah. Kano,
with
like,
the stir fork combo back in the day. Now it's like 18. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, dude, it's way more than that. I got, what was it? Embarrassing loss. Like, Prism should never lose to Kano, but I just randomly got versus, I believe he's Stephen Young, I think.
He's a Kano man.
Yeah, versus Stephen Young at like one of the chromatic, I think it was Chromatics PQ last season. Just like literally, I just pass turn, whatever, go to Arsenal. He's like, okay, cool. Like here, like Prism on 36 health, cool. Overkill you by 20 life. I'm like, what?
But Kano,
you paid 4 cards. How do you overkill me by 20 when I'm on 36?
But Kano, I've never gotten tilted when that happens because I've played it and it's so hard to play.
Definitely,
The Icelander one, I'll still hold.
Yeah.
The double, triple tax off the same frostbites.
Yeah.
That you've already paid for. Like I know how to counter it now, but it's still so like if you're not even new, if you don't understand that the only play you have, if Frost Hex is out and you have frostbites, is to pass priority.
Yeah.
And then they will pass back, so you're going to lose your turn, but at least you won't die.
Yeah.
It's quite crazy mentally to try and like.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm saying is he's critical of his game.
Yeah.
We talked about Duskblade. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah.
We talked about everything. But
Flesh and Blood wouldn't be where it is today if he didn't have that critical mind, self-awareness.
My issue is I don't want
obvious.
every fucking video to sound like Kitchen Table. Like, they
Are
should.
we going there?
No, I'm saying their content for the last year has been they should do this. LSS should do this. LSS should do this. I'm not the type of person. If I think, like, if 99% of my thoughts are that LSS should do something, I would play another game.
Yeah, Yazi doesn't know it yet, but he's getting a "We Made a Mistake" playmat for his birthday this year. But
But,
yeah, like,
but I definitely can see improvements. I mean, the biggest gripe I had with him is, James, why the fuck is calling not streamed? Like, why are we not streaming them? And literally, I don't know if he cares if I say this or not. His answer to me was, because I told him my idea, which was, can you just empower the community to do it? Go, here's an A4 sheet. If you can follow all these rules, the right quality, hopefully, like what would happen is I would set up the stream and beam the video signal to someone like Flake or DM Armada, so the quality is like got an LSS stamp on it, right?
Yeah.
I'll do it. But just give me a guide and then maybe tell the tournament organizers that, hey, Fluke and Box is going to be streaming the event. Like, put me in the contract so that I get to say, like, no, I want that corner with these. You know what I mean? And he goes, John, we literally had a plan for that. It's been buried under a million things. Yeah. I'm going to, like, pull it back up and we're going to do something about it. Like, it's literally just there's too much for them to do, because what's the first thing they got to do is fucking print cards. Like, that's the first problem. They got to create cards, test the cards, print the cards, distribute the cards. That's already the 35 people that work at LSS. It takes up pretty much all their time.
Is that only 35 people that work there?
Yeah, man.
Fuck, I thought they were bigger now. Yeah.
No.
But I love that.
And they're trying to be.
I love that the community and stuff like is still like small enough that like the content creators and stuff, and the company's still small enough, the content creators.
And
and stuff
there's
can
restaurants
actually give
that
them
have more
criticism.
than 35 people. All they have to worry about is cooking food.
Yeah.
And serving. And I'm serious. This is a global game.
Yeah.
FabDB, Kirk, sent me an... look, we're not going to get into the drama, but Louis made a comment, 10 to 15,000 active players in Fab. Kirk sent me a screenshot. He's like, this is the active unique users on FabDB yesterday. 54,000.
I was going to say, it's a bit more than...
There's 54,000 unique players logged in that day to check decks, which means they're not collectors, because why the fuck would you be checking that's players.
You can literally check the leaderboard. There's like...
No, but forget the leaderboard. There's
like,
full countries. There's entire countries with no gem.
No, I was going to say that just leaderboard alone for Australia, we've got like, what, 5,000-6,000 players? So it's like, if that's one country, and when just armories, not casual players...
All the stats that show you that go off gem, the problem is gem only shows you wins. Yeah, I was going to say, I've gone a whole week without winning a game because I'm playing dumb decks.
Yeah.
Don't lie, it's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks, sure.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. Like,
but Jordan over at
Jordan,
the admin of the Oceanic page, he never takes a win because it's usually 3 people armory. And he doesn't care. He never goes to events, so he always gives you the win when you go. So on the leaderboard, he's got no wins.
Really?
But he plays every week.
You don't give me free wins, Jordan. What the hell's going on there?
You don't earn them.
No. But see, when you've come, we've had like 6 people, so we play the event. But most of the time, so on if you went and looked weekly, how much XP he's getting, it doesn't reflect how many games he plays. Same. I can't imagine how many store owners out there play the game, never put in wins, like they just play. Exactly. And all the kitchen table people and everyone's girlfriend or boyfriend that plays with them at home and buys cards but never goes to an event.
Yeah, and like you mentioned it then, we were also talking about it earlier, like was I think you said it was Philippines and Mexico and stuff, they just don't have gem at all. So it's like, how many people are playing at those? Yeah. Just not.
Well, Japan's not even like on the radar, right? There'd be expats in Japan that own cards and play, but till they get a localized...
I think Callan Red Zone, whatever, posted a picture the other day of him playing Fab in Japan with like Japanese players and stuff like that. Like their LGSs, like people are playing the game there. It's
in Vietnam, they were playing for months before they got support. They got support.
Because support's tricky. So LSS in New Zealand have to pack up play mats and cards and ship them to distributors in big box, right? But if there's no distributor in the region, like a local one, you can't just ship them armory kits.
Well, that's what they're doing in Mexico. I'm pretty sure there's 1 or 2 play groups down there because one of them reached out to me. Yeah. And they get their stock via the US because LSS hasn't set up distribution in Central America yet. But those people
Central America isn't like the 2nd largest growing population in the world.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Do you know what I mean? Or 3rd. Like it's very densely populated area.
Oh, yeah.
There are players.
Yeah.
They're just not on gem. Yeah. But guess what they're using? Places like FabDB. By the way, that's only FabDB, not the other 2. I think there's 1 or 2 competitors for him now, like smaller ones, but that's not including them. Also, we're still speaking about English. FabDB's in English. That's not to mention all of the European countries that might have a separate tool we've never heard of for decks for it.
That's a good point.
Anyway, I think the number's closer to 100 to 120,000 active players.
Yeah.
Or people at least familiar with the game. And as you know, people come and go. Like, people might have quit the game when Starvo, but they didn't sell out. They're like, I'll wait a season and play.
I think you'd be at six figures when you people that have played at least one event or one game, even if they aren't in Gem, over a 3-month period. I think if you were to capture a 3-month period worldwide, I think you'd have 6-figure players.
Look, I think LSS have those numbers. I don't think they're relevant. Because what's really relevant is like what's happening in your local scene. Like, yes, it sucks if you rock up to your store and they've been suspended off Gem because they sold promos. You know, that sucks for you. Like, but there's 3,000 stores.
Yeah, I was going to say at that point as well, be mad at the store owner as well. Like, for being like, the contract's pretty clear what it says to do. Like,
but in our local scene, like in Australia and Sydney, we see new players all the time.
No, exactly.
There's new players in Wollongong. We're all active. There's also people that have stopped playing.
Yeah.
Like, it's in and out. Do you know what I mean? But the people that leave the game that don't sell everything are very likely to come back and play. They see Dromai or they see that this hero got banned or whatever and go, you know what, that meta looks fun. Like, right now the meta's crazy. It'll just bring more people in. But that doom and gloom shit.
Yeah, I'm very... Look, I could... You know, geez, I could talk about this for hours, but I just don't want to give these people airtime. I don't want to give them my oxygen, and I don't want to promote them. And I don't even... I don't want to give them any more of a platform. Anyone privately can talk to me about it, and I will share you all my thoughts on it. Exactly.
Yeah, I was trying to catch you.
They. You know, like it's...
It's so irrelevant because it's such like... It's noise. Someone like... It's like noise in a megaphone, right? But it literally does nothing. Does nothing in any local scene. Everyone that's playing the game still plays it.
All I can say is I saw this coming 6 to 8 months ago.
We talked about it 6 to 8 months ago. 6-8
months ago. Even when I was in America, I said... Once this stupid...
Yazzie, we're talking about kitchen table TCG. If you missed, just making sure you're on.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Your brother. Yeah. You know, it's... Yeah. Once the free tendies...
Can we change the podcast name to May the Zoo Be With You? It's cancelled now.
Mate...
It's open. It's open now. The copyright.
I just say once that free tendy, once that crypto boy to the moon... Said person even admitted on another podcast today or yesterday, the only reason why they got into Flesh and Blood is because they were on some stupid pump and dump magic group and they were all telling them to pump up and buy first ed Arcane.
Correct.
So you know why these people got into Flesh and Blood. They did not get into it for the community. They couldn't give two shits about the community. They got into it to line their own pockets. They got into it to become full-time social media people, which good on you. If you want to get paid to do social media and quit your job, no dramas. But that's why you got into Flesh and Blood as a vehicle to become a full-time content creator and to make money off this stupid pump and dump. Look, there was no, he even admitted that he doesn't play, before he opened his store, he never played in the Flesh and Blood. He didn't play with anyone. He was sitting in doing freaking Discord games. These people don't care. They're not in it for the long term. They have no real passion for the game. I told you once you get me started, I can go.
First of all, I'm
sorry, apologies. It's ridiculous. It's so
I'm going to shout out.
It's a complete lie, and people eat up this lie. How can you not see how disingenuous these people are? They are. I've got to make a
disclaimer, Paul, before we get sued.
Sorry.
All right? Shout out to Jeff Wang.
God.
Do you know who Jeff Wang is? Jeff Wang's a bit of an Aussie whale, right? He buys a lot of cars.
Oh, yeah, I met Jeff. We met him here.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
We met him in person.
Yeah.
Great guy, hey.
Yeah, 100%.
Guess why he's in Fab? To make money.
Yeah.
Good on him. There's nothing even wrong with it.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's when you lie that we care. It's when you maybe try and leverage the love the community has for the game to pretend you're in it so people trust you so you can make money. Fuck you. You're not giving, that's what we have a problem. I don't care if you want to, listen, it's good for the game if we have these people that want to try and scalp, because you know what they do? They come and hopefully they buy some of Yazi's alpha legendaries. Do you know what I mean? Like at a high price. There's nothing wrong with that. Yazi bought them for nothing. because he
Speaking
started
of,
playing early. He actually supported the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that an investor might give Yazi 10K for a legendary one day. Great.
Yeah.
But it's lying.
It's
Do you
almost
understand what I'm
it's
saying?
almost like certain people in here have like a god complex. Like if
Yeah.
you've heard their stuff, it's like, if it wasn't for me,
Wait, can you put a hat on backwards?
if it wasn't for me, no one would have had
John.
a place to play during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
John, do you want me to
I was
tell the
providing
Arknight Shard
something,
story? I feel like the Arknight Shard
2.0,
did
did
that, Paul.
yeah. Well,
did you know
Sam
Fab?
has an inside
So
scoop.
I've got
for you.
an inside
Oh wait,
scoop
can we call
story.
it a scoopy because that's the word. Scoopy is what
Scoopy
they
is what it
call
is?
it. Yeah,
Alright.
scoopy scoop.
So
yeah.
Australian 2021 Nationals obviously got pushed back. Haydendale won on Viserai. At the time, I was going to build, I was not to be like, I was building it before Hayden did, but I was building Viserai and a CC just as something else to try out.
Paul's
And-
gonna rage in a second.
So I bought an Arknight Shard from Ollie, Blood Rush Gaming. Gave me a really, really good price on it. A week or two later, I realized deck building, I was just sort of like, I don't like this card. It keeps messing up my Sonata Iconixes and stuff. I want to sell it. I was looking at how much they were going for, and it was sort of male. I think at the time it was like 300, 350 Australian, because that's about what I paid for mine. I messaged Louis on Facebook, and I was like, hey, Haydendale just won Australian Nationals, and I heard that a few Arknight Shards are sold for between 400 and 500 Australian. Next Crucible of War update video, check what his spreadsheet says an Arknight Shard was worth.
So, no offense,
Yeah.
some fucking random girl from
Exactly.
Australia tells
Dude.
Louis from Kitchen Table, I heard, and
No,
then the guy was updating his sheets.
Doesn't matter. It wasn't a TCG
Do you
player.
need to
it
know
wasn't-
anything else?
that
I
was-
didn't, by the way,
yeah.
all the stuff I've said, never knew that story, and I
Yeah.
know Sam. I never
Yeah.
knew that she did that.
Yeah,
That's not surprising. That's the thing. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but do you know how long the Arknight Shard stayed up in price after that?
I was gonna
Because
say-
Louis does have had some influence with his price tracker.
'Cause
he
we-
did.
we'd-
People were
yeah.
checking that. It's like it's Bible.
Yeah,
like
'cause
when we
it's-
couldn't check something, we
Yeah.
wouldn't check TCG play. We'd go on Louis' spreadsheet and
No,
go,
exactly.
yeah.
Because we didn't check TCG play.
Well,
didn't check
he'd
eBay.
also-
So I was going to say, because this is after we had spoken about the Ivor Fidia shenanigans that was going
Yes.
on around the same time.
He advertised, and you know
So,
this,
yeah.
because you were a patron as well, right?
I wasn't a patron, but I did use
You used
his
the
video.
because
as
I was a
pricing guide
patron.
since it was
That's right.
easy.
So I
Like,
used the video.
yeah, at the
he
time he
used
had
to say
TCG
this
player
is
and stuff.
based off TCG player. Till
In
you
his-
realize
yeah.
it wasn't.
In his
That's
early
like,
videos, though,
that's
it was.
where the
Yeah.
if anyone because I get a few PMs
Yeah.
going, oh, I know you hate. I don't hate him. I was a
Yeah.
client.
Yeah.
I was a paying patron.
Hey,
thinking
remember
of paying for a service.
What did I used to always say? I used to always say, no, Fluke, don't make that video. I was holding back the pit bull for over 6 months, saying, nah, he's a good guy,
He is a good guy. By
Yeah.
the way, that's the thing. I really don't think Louis is malicious, just so everyone knows. I actually, and sorry, I know I'm a cunt, but Louis is not smart enough to be malicious.
Yeah. No, Louis
He's not.
Yeah.
Anyone that's into NFTs and crypto and buying MetaZoo NFTs does not have the IQ to maliciously manipulate 7,000 subscribers. But he still did damage. Like, there's still lies and
Yeah.
damage. To him, he doesn't see the chess move that creates the ripple effect that ends up with way too many people overpaying for shards because he told them that it's worth 500.
Yeah.
He's someone that shouldn't have that kind of big megaphone. Like, he can make fun content, but when he was making market content, it had, and lying about his love for the game. Like,
Yeah.
I keep making this example. I used to make this to Paul all the time. Is hearing the phrase, I love the game, but.
Yeah.
I was like, I want you to try that with your wife.
Yeah.
Go
Like,
up to your wife and go, I love you, but you're fat. I love you, but your cooking sucks. I love you, but I'm not attracted to you. Like, try those lines
yeah,
on your
no.
wife. See how long your relationship lasts. Your relationship will not last. You can't use "I love you, but" as a phrase
Yeah.
to open every argument. You have to criticize something.
It's the same thing as like when you know there's going to be some degenerate stuff's going to come out of someone's mouth when it's like, I'm not racist, but it's the same thing. It's the same. They're about to say something
like-
degenerate when
Yes.
it's just like, oh, I love this, but it's like, I'm not whatever, but
I've just never witnessed such delusional, insufferable, fucking, pig head. There's no and the thing is, it's like it's all projection.
Yeah.
They say, oh, LSS or these people are full of pride. I'm like, mate, look at your own backyard first. You're the most prideful. You have zero self-awareness. You're fucking like, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like his whole smug attitude. It's like, mate, have a real good look at yourself. You know, exactly. Get off your high horse.
Who brought the homeless guy?
You know, it's like, I don't know. It's just, I've never met someone with such grand delusions. Like, Fab 2.0 was us.
Yeah, they took credit for
Fab 2.0 was us.
Oh, man.
Like, come on. I don't know. I know it's not an American thing because my American brothers and sisters out there,
no.
I love you very much. I have a ton of American viewers on my YouTube, and I absolutely love each and every one of you. But please pull your brother's head in.
I think this is.
Pull
Let's
his
go
head
back
in.
to like the
Unbelievable.
bigotry thing, right? Most people that are racist or bigots in any way, it comes out. They can't hide it. Like when you first meet them, they're lovely, and then over time, slowly,
the mask will eventually
the one
slip.
comment,
There's always a mask off moment.
Same as anyone that's violent, it comes out. Like they cannot hide it. Like violent people come across as very gentle, and you see them snap at like the smallest thing, and you're like, "Ooh, what was that?" And then you know what I mean? Like if you're on a date and your date yells at a waiter, like it's a red. Just that will be you one day. Right?
Oh, no, I've got
Louis. That group, the bro investor type, what you're hearing is 1% of the conversation that he has behind closed doors. When 99% of his conversations are, how do we bought all this Monarch, it's not selling, how can we sell it for a profit? If that's like your group chats, so our group chats are all local play and memeing at each other, right? That's our group chats. That's what we talk about. That's the people we have on the chat on here. Like Phil, we talk to every day.
Literally.
Ben, we talk to every day. Sam, we talk to every day. This is us, right? That's our group chats. We're not in any group. Actually, the last time someone tried in the Team Salt group chat to talk about investing, I shut right the fuck down. Like, dude, we don't want to talk about it. I was like, hey, I'll talk about it, but let's not do it in the play group chat. There's no room for it. It's not what it's for. Like what you heard for a long time on that podcast and those people, you were hearing 1%. So when they're in front of the camera, they're like, we love the game and the community and that, but then everything else is garbage. It's garbage. They're promoting MetaZoo. Like MetaZoo just put fucking MetaZoo on an energy drink. Like they're literally slapping their label on anything that will take them.
I don't get.
You don't need
MetaZoo.
to do that if you have a good game. You know what I mean? Like there's no you're not going to see flesh and blood on
But
a
the
red
CEOs are the GOAT. The GOAT.
No, but did the biggest hypocrisy of the week?
Are they?
Dude,
I just don't see how people don't see it.
I've been told that it is a game, but I've yet to meet anyone that owns MetaZoo cards that can explain to me how to play the game.
Like they had a big tournament.
No. And the tournament was a shit
They
show.
had a tournament. What,
the
30 people?
250k tournament. Yeah.
How many people turned up?
It's irrelevant. That's just the thing.
No, I'm asking.
No,
I'm
to
honestly
me,
curious.
if two people turn up to play a game, it's a game. What I'm trying to say is, the biggest hypocrisy of the week was this. Mike from MetaZoo banned Dagan White, a pro Magic player.
That was a while ago.
No. But the point is, Louis, last week, said he was justifying Mike banning people off the Discord and stuff.
I was literally just about to say that,
The next minute, his mate gets banned from Fab, and suddenly it's a big deal. It's like, mate, weren't you advocating for MetaZoo to be banning people?
MetaZoo had this big tournament in Texas, and they're like DQing their top 8 players because they joked like a month ago about spiking a MetaZoo tournament on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, Dagan, I think that it seems like he rubbed people the wrong way as playing on a Flesh and Blood playmat at that tournament, right?
Dude, I don't know what it's worse.
By the way, shout out to Dagan. He's an asshole. He sold me a fucking... No, he is. So, people that defend him, like, I'd ban him from my event, and I'll tell you why. He sold me my first gold foil was a Rampart. It came with a ding in it, man. Like a ding, like a fucking bend, like a U shape on it. And I'm like, bro, this is damage. There's no way this has only ever been in the envelope. And he was an absolute asshole to me. I'm like, man, I feel like you should at least discount, like you should refund me a percentage, like 20%. I was talking to people that there's no way you pay full price for that. Man, I paid like $5,000 US for that shit.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's an asshole. I could have gone public. I had a platform, but to me, I keep...
But you're just going public now.
But what I'm trying to say is if that guy got banned from an event... I don't fully believe his story about him being innocent.
Yeah.
He's an asshole. That's what I'm saying. My interactions with him over a $5,000 deal, he was not all good. Do you understand what I mean? So I can imagine him at a MetaZoo tournament with his flesh and blood playmat, rule sharking people, and I'd imagine a MetaZoo
But
tournament.
Nick Butcher plays all the events with a Magic the Gathering playmat.
Nick is an asshole.
But he's not banned.
Because we don't ban assholes.
the
But
thing
MetaZoo are allowed to. Like, do you get what I mean? Actually,
You're not an asshole, Nick.
Nah, he is.
We
he
love
is.
you.
The question is,
He
John,
is.
how do you rule shark an event when the game's got shit?
I'm
Like
just-
your
I'm-
thing does
all
plus
I'm
20
saying
damage
is-
if you have an ice cube next to you.
All I'm saying is, like, I'm not surprised that guy got banned not for something he
Yeah.
did at the game. He was banned from making COVID comments or whatever. Like, he was
Probably.
making comments. If he's an asshole to me, I can picture him being an asshole at an event. That's all I'm saying. Like, it was very rude, is what I'm saying. It wasn't like,
Anyway, I think we need to move on. Look, good riddance. See you later.
oh,
And
all the
that's-
best. Like, hopefully he's the
Catch you
next
later.
Tolarian Community College and makes $1 million.
You need talent.
Actually, here's the cool thing.
That's the thing. You need talent. And,
Look, I wasn't going to go that far.
and that channel's void of talent.
Also, you can't, by the way, in case no one's giving you this advice, Louis, and this gets back to you, you can't just swap channels.
Oh, there's
go look at
100%
Paranine's channel. Love you, Delia, but he's got 6.7K subs and gets very low views because he swapped games. And that means you're starting from scratch. Start a new channel. Your 7K subs means nothing if you start changing your content to Magic. Nothing. Like, they'll sit there with the sub button on, notifications off. Your number looks big, but then your videos get 50 views. It's very, very tricky. You might as well just start fresh with the experience you have. That's my advice.
John, I'm sure you've done this.
You're
radio
very
before.
generous
You've-
giving
yeah.
such great advice.
I don't hate him.
I was gonna say you've done this
Very
radio
generous.
before. If Louis thinks he hates you, he's 100% watching this podcast. He's checking your Facebook and seeing who you're seeing, mate. This is definitely
This is true.
He's definitely watching
Are
the
you
podcast.
listening, Yazi? This is no joke. Ever since all this drama, my YouTube email has been getting spammed.
Oh,
That's the meta.
Spam with what?
No, just someone's been
Spicy
signing me up to
individuals?
every newsletter, every
Excellent.
possible fucking
Oh, really?
Groupon, Red Balloon. Someone's just gone ham.
Well, that's a mark of success. People are getting
yeah.
emotionally
Sorry, can I say
invested.
something to that
People are,
person?
get,
That's
people
when
are
you know you've
getting
made it as a
emotionally
creator.
invested.
Look, I gained
in
80
what you
subs.
do.
Can I just say
Of
something
course.
to that person? Suck my dick.
That's when you know you've made it as a creator.
Are you
John.
sure?
I don't care.
Could catch an STD.
I don't care. That's like my email that I don't check. Why do you think it's on the channel?
Free healthcare in Australia, that's all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Yazi speaks from experience. Sorry, Yazi. No, guys, look, there's actually like, I don't know, if you know me in person, there's like no hate. I get salty, but I don't hate people. It's actually the opposite. Funnily enough, people like Louis, like on a positive note, if people like that reach out, like, and they need money, I'm likely to bail them out. Like, if he can't afford his rent, I'm the person that would bail you out. I'm that type of person. If you think I hate you, I just hate what you said, so I'll call you out, and that's as far as that goes. I don't agree with many people, so don't take it personally. Paul's like,
No, because not that I take it personally, but I feel just feel a bit let down. You know what I mean? Because I was a big fan of said person. I sent him
We all were.
I sent him an email when I first started the channel. He helped me out, and I'm very good at reading people. Very, very good at picking up on people, reading
No malice.
people, and I saw the tides turn, and I got it for what it was. And his other mate that comes on the show, geez, that guy's a crook,
100%
comes across
get
as
what
a
you mean.
crook. So it's like, I'm just disappointed, just let down that he decided to carry himself that way.
funnily
That's
enough, the best comment on that video, because I am petty enough to go read the comments, some of.
Yeah.
More to get chances to link my reply video, obviously. The best comment was, Louis, you should tell George to apologize to you for ruining Flesh and Blood for you.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
is all of us, by the way.
I agree. I agree with that.
Because 100%
He poisoned him.
the man loved the game.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, and this is like an old adage everyone knows, is you don't mix your hobby with making it a career. Not in that way. Like, I can make videos and it still ruins the game for me. Like we were talking about on Twitter, Paul and other content creators, sometimes, too often, we're having to choose between making... I'd much rather be at the Armory tonight drafting with Hayden Dale. That's the truth. I'm happy hanging out with you guys, but I feel like I miss out on playing when we record the podcast.
I was going to say 100%.
So there's some sacrifices we make. Louis, making 10 videos a day, lost his love for the game.
Yeah.
But he
And,
kept
like-
saying he loves it, but he used to love it. And I don't
Yeah.
think that's been true for a long time. And that sucks because I don't think you can mix them. I don't think it'd be like a full-time YouTuber.
I still
and
don't
grind.
think he ever loved the game.
But I don't. What,
But there was
okay.
He
definitely-
loved
No.
he loved the concept
But
of it.
it's fine
being-
for me
yeah.
if his love for the game was collecting and flipping. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's good for our economy
Yeah,
and game.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
No,
that. Just
so
say it
let's-
for what it
so
is.
Love
Yeah.
Flesh and Blood, not the game. They love Flesh and Blood. He did love Flesh and Blood. He
Yeah.
lost that a long time
I was
ago.
gonna say there's definitely like you were saying before, Paul. Like obviously I didn't have the intimate relationship of like him helping a YouTube channel and stuff. Like my only actual chat with him was my little market manipulation shenanigans. But no, there was 100% a point where it was just kind of like you could feel in the videos
pivoted.
he was definitely just more in for like being like an investor in car games and stuff is one thing. It can be fun, like even if your enjoyment for the game is only for the money, like John was saying. But there was definitely a point where like you could feel it in how he talked about the video. Like he just doesn't care. He's just like, this is what my Beanie Baby buying guide says these cards are worth this week.
Yep.
He's not like, I definitely do not own the TCG player store that is selling for everything for 5 times what it says on this.
And I think
It's sort of
I noticed resentment where
Yeah.
he developed a hatred for Flesh and Blood because of the amount of money he sunk into it and didn't reap the rewards. And I don't think he would have done that without outside influence.
I can tell you right now, here's another hot tip for all of our viewers. Do not take financial advice from these people. I can tell you
Anyone,
right now,
including me and Paul, online, don't.
But I would never profess to start a channel to give you financial advice. And said person has zero financial credentials.
I was gonna-
zero. He's not a financial success, far from it. Yet he thinks he can give you financial advice. Look at where he ended up, selling everything at a loss, buying the fundamental principle of buying low and selling high. He did the exact opposite.
Yep.
Okay, so please, team, smarten up because these people are taking you for a ride.
Let's talk about someone who has a lot of financial success in this world. Rudy
I was about to
has
say
made millions
that
of dollars. Guys,
comment, yeah.
don't fucking listen to Rudy. By the time he posts the video, he's already done what he said. Like, if he says, buy double masters, it's going to the moon, which he never does, by the way. But if you perceive him to say that, it's already too late. Also, he sells double masters. Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
Listen to him for entertainment. 100%.
Literally.
But
And big picture
don't take
stuff.
his financial advice.
High level stuff, some
Do
high
not
level
take his
concepts.
Also, the boats
Definitely
it's
already
long
sailed.
sailed on making a lot of money on sealed product, like a long sail. Like you can make money, but even Rudy will tell you, buy sealed, put under your bed, and expect 5-6% a year.
Yeah.
10, you should feel very lucky. And Rudy lasted for less than 3 years in Flesh and Blood, which means he was never an investor anyway. Like if you're investing, none of that should sell.
Yeah.
Like he's selling his collection. What did he say? To create a buffer, like a financial buffer, while he changes his channel around.
Wait, Rudy or Louis? You said Rudy.
Louis. Sorry.
Louis. Yeah, I was going to say, you said
Sold
Rudy
his
that time around,
collection.
yeah. Speaking
That
of,
means he's not an investor.
Yeah. Speaking of, I know I mentioned it to you guys before we started, but in his I'm Quitting Flesh and Blood video, if you notice in the background, the expensive playmats are already gone. The E-Strike and the Fiendel Spring Tunic playmat are down. There's just some like alligator clips or whatever sitting there. In the spot.
Yazi bought it. Congrats, Yazi. Cents on the. Did you buy the playmats? Loser.
You didn't buy it, but yeah, no, like bring Rudy up. I was going to say the same thing after Paul mentioned it. Like he meant like Louis every like video, like he specifically does say it's like, oh, I am not a financial advisor. Here's my financial advice. Like Rudy had like, well then like there was definitely that's probably that point that I felt as well. Like in his videos where he stopped caring was he started trying to be Rudy.
Yes.
Like in the way he did. But the difference is Rudy does have a lot of financial credentials and stuff. He never gives, outside of his whiteboard videos, which is sort of tongue-in-cheek, he never gives actual financial advice. But he's mentioned it in the past, and he definitely knows what he's talking about when he mentions anything like financial-wise.
Yes.
Like he has those
Well, he
credentials.
definitely knows
which
what
is why-
lingo to use.
Yeah.
Whether he knows what he's talking about or not is debatable.
Yeah, he definitely knows more than Louis.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he literally worked on Wall Street.
Yeah,
And I would
exactly.
still take what he says with a huge grain of salt.
Oh, yeah, no, there's
So I'd
nothing.
be like,
there is
also,
nothing that
what are
comes
you
out of
trying
that
to
man's-
gain, Rudy?
Exactly.
Because remember, he sells the product he talks
Yeah,
about.
exactly. There is nothing that comes
Yeah.
out of that man's mouth that isn't also making him money by saying.
Which is fine as long as you're aware of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
There's no smoke and mirrors with people say there is with Rudy. There really isn't.
Yeah, it's not.
Like
He's
he
pretty-
doesn't even let people on his Patreon anymore. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't want your money to a point. He's just that's his hobby business. He's got family restaurants and property and a million
Man's
others.
mentioned he's got a lot of restaurants and stuff before.
Yeah, his family, like his dad, I believe, is how he grew up was like
Yeah.
working in his family restaurants. But
Yeah.
also, you can't ever copy. No one makes money by copying. Just so you know, like
Okay.
real money, like that kind of money, is made by you. Like Rudy had his own thing. He was mass box opening, and on eBay, when that stopped, he pivoted, and he pivoted quicker than you would have,
Yeah.
and he could afford to. Like the thing I believe with Louis, and he said it like publicly, is he's not doing well financially. Wasn't when he got into the hobby. It was very clear. Like the $4,000 eye or the $14,000 eye or like whatever. He spent money he didn't have or was a big chunk of his savings. That's a hobby. Don't do that. It's a game. It's cardboard. If your house floods, you lose it all. It's not tangible. Buy gold. Like gold, you can flood gold and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the most.
As far as investing goes, you don't need to be a financial advisor to know that a box that's like what 700% or whatever the fuck it was, crazy, like a month after release isn't going to hold at that price.
No.
There's
no real reason for it to have done
exactly.
that. Yes.
Like I'll admit I bought a Monarch box when they were 500s because I wanted to crack the
But so did I.
Yeah. But anyone that bought Monarch higher than like 200, 300 for an investment fucking deserves the Monarch crash, honestly. Like, I don't understand anyone.
Well, but that's
you don't
investing in general. There's losers for there to be winners. You can't.
No, exactly.
It's impossible. There's finite resources in the world. Not everyone wins.
Yeah,
and
no,
that's,
exactly.
that's
Like
with everything.
Like, you don't have to be a financial advisor to know that a box that's $600 or $700 that came out a month ago with unlimited a month away isn't going to hold that price.
But good luck to you, Louis. Like, I don't think there's hatred. I think there's more. People got annoyed.
It seems like this was inevitable. That's what I'm getting at.
So we got a caller from Yazi.
We're disappointed.
There we
We're
go.
disappointed. Yazi's disappointed.
Yeah, you're
in
disappointed, your
Yazi,
baby.
We're disappointed with you, mate. Post a fucking video and shut up. All right, anyway. Enough attention.
How well do these mics pick up Yazi? Can we hear Ben in the background?
Yeah, we can hear him yelling in the
Excellent.
background. Yeah, it's
Excellent.
great. It's great.
So,
Next time we'll set up a fourth camera.
moving on.
Yeah. I was going to say.
How,
fuck it,
I
I'm
want to
chair
just
for
get
him,
back. How did you actually perform
Oh, yeah,
in
sure.
New Zealand with your decks?
Ooh, here we go.
What did you play? How did you go? Give us a quick rundown before
Problem
we
is,
get
I
on
was
to
very busy in the lead up. That's my excuse. So I
Ah,
definitely
yeah.
my CC deck. Like I added some cards like Plow Through and stuff, and I didn't get to. And Nature's Path Pilgrimage. They're great cards, but I didn't test around them before leaving.
How did Nature's Path go out of curiosity? I wouldn't have thought
It
of
never
that
missed.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's like a 50%er in my deck, but I got the thing is you sort of know if you've played a lot of reactions
True,
that you
yeah.
got more attack. Like if you've been pitching.
Are the players any good over there?
So you remember Adrian?
Yeah.
Okay, I beat Adrian round one. That was good to get that back. I got so much elo from beating her round one too. Well, I got like 15 elo. No, like 40. It was a crazy amount. She was on Fi.
Yeah.
Easy.
Excellent.
Next round was Fi. Easy. Table 1 on stream versus a guy that top 8'd on Bravo.
Oh, no.
Didn't go well, but I got him to 5. I misplayed once, but in looking back, I don't think I win that match. I don't think I could have done anything
Dorian
different.
to New Bravo.
Yeah,
Well,
and
I
it's
say
not
New
because
Bravo, but
it's not because he had D reacts. It's just when you get pummeled or something, Dory just can't function off 3
He does-
cards or 2.
It's less defense reaction spam, and New Bravo just doesn't care. He's just like, cool.
Yeah,
14
OG Bravo with the new cards is
14. Here's a Spinal Crush. Play around the pummel in my arsenal.
yeah.
So,
And then after that was Prism. So I don't win those. I tried.
So you got off to a good start.
yeah.
Yeah, like I was table 1. So I would definitely, if I'd, like all I had to do, I think, was win 2 more and I would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't win them. And I won the last match against another. No, I beat Levi around round 4, which I was happy to because I don't usually beat Levi, but
Yeah. I definitely would have loved to see the underdog win that, though. Even though it's definitely Levi sided, like if anyone that knows how to play the game, but I feel like I would have loved to see Levi like top an event like that.
Yeah, but I think New Zealand's meta is different as well. Like, there's a lot of OG Bravos. Like, and now that it's strong, these guys just know. Like, you know what I mean? And they're quick. And it's actually
Kale's
like,
fast.
there's a little bit of mental, like when someone's very proficient with their deck, you only feel so confident. And I've noticed that's how I make other people feel when I'm on Dory. It's not because the deck is good. It's because I'm like, and they're like, oh, he's got all the answers. Like, he didn't even think. Like, oh, so he's got it. That's like, but I've got a potion in hand.
Yeah.
But
that's the fear.
But you can't play like you have a potion in hand. You know what I mean?
That's the fear you feel sitting across from my Prism when you're like, oh,
I'm blitz
she's
for sure.
She's got a like double soul shield or whatever, like for my defense reaction, my attack reaction.
You're gonna hear Ben laugh at this. So I played New Dory in the skirmish.
Why'd you pick new over old?
I didn't want to rip the deck apart. That's why I just wanted
so like
two separate
classic
decks.
battles Dory. I can't remember.
Classic battle. Also, she's very good.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to play my full gold foil with Valiant Dynamo. I can't even remember my matches because I tilted pretty quickly when I realized I forgot to put Twinning Blade in the deck and I just couldn't kill anyone. And I think round 1 was against Oldham. And then there's one Prism in the room. And it's the person that Phantasmaclasm fractaled me in CC. Guess what they fucking did in Blitz? They Phantasmaclasm fractaled me. I conceded.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Oh,
like,
man.
You did, didn't you?
Why would... Man, you can't live after someone presenting 18. How do you live? There's no Nourishing in my deck. And there's no Twinning Blade in my deck. So I was like, Also, by the way, we're on the water. It's called the Cloud. It's like their opera house, but it's not. But someone compared it to it. I'm like, really? This thing? It's like a tent on the water. Yeah. But it was cold, man. Like, no heating, not a full venue, freezing cold. So I actually, like, just wanted to go get a coffee and some food. But that was it. It was great, though. The people are great. There was an auction. I donated some cards to. Got Sam Yank to sign me a card. Lynette Latris, the one that does all the cosplay, she was there. She wanted me to wear the tunic. I said no, but I regret it now. I'm sorry, Lynette. She sent you a gift. So there for Princess Spike, you've got a dice bag and a playmat bag. That's the two.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I forgot your name, man, but also you came up to me while you were leaving and was very brief, but Ben or Dave... I believe it's like the simple, easy English name. Works for Mighty Ape. He gave Paul and I these.
Yeah, thanks very
really
much.
Really generous, man.
Look, let me know. Comment on this video so I can see your YouTube handle.
I'll get his name because the New Zealand guys know who he is. He's a local. I just met him once and I forgot.
That's very generous of you. Totally unexpected. And please shoot me a message. I'd like to email you and thank you personally for that. That's very kind of you.
I've never actually seen one of these in person. Can I have a quick look?
You can. Oh, they give it. So actually. So my last Fluke Unbox video. No, tomorrow's one. Oh, that's why. Is that why no one's commented? Yeah, that's why. Tomorrow's video is that giveaway. But I literally put it on the camera for a second. I go, comment below for this. And I put it away to see how many people actually watch it and go, eh. So if you're watching this, bonus points. Now you know to go comment on that video to get it.
When did you say this is coming out? Thursday? Now I'm going to go and do it
tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
6 a.m.
Okay, so I'm going to go comment on that tonight.
Favorite part of the trip?
I had a 4-hour lunch with James White. Even his staff were like, man... He hasn't had lunch with me for a year. But like, that's the thing. Like, yes, I think there's a friendship developing there, but people that think I have like some inside fucking, it's not that. It's the fact that I don't ask him for anything. I don't annoy him. I don't email him, but we share a love and I do a lot for his game because
there's no entitlement with us.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. They're a small company. He's the owner. Like if he sees you are supporting his love listen, I met his daughter. She's 9. He made the game 10 years ago before she was born. That's the story. He's mentioned this a few times because he wanted to build something and didn't want to be working for someone else when his daughter was born. And he's like, I want to show her that you can do it. His daughter's 9. The game's more than 3 years old. That he worked on it for 7 years and it's been out for 3. Like, it's his baby. Like, of course, I don't think they ever have knee-jerk reacted because someone talked crap about them. like banned them or whatever. I don't think he cares. Like James doesn't. He's also Kiwi, like as Kiwi as it gets. Like, he does not care. Like you can say anything. You're like they're very laid back people. Same as Aussies. More so. If you're American, they're more like Canadians. Like it's just a little bit less intense as a culture anyway. But definitely they see people that support them. Yeah. But I wasn't there to like ask him. My first question to James was, "What can I do for you? Do you have events in Australia? Do you want me to wear an LSS shirt and keep people in line? Like, what can I do?" And it's not, and he knows it's not because I'll get anything out of it. It's more because I love the game and I want to see it fucking streamed. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get disappointed when I don't get to watch a calling. That's what it is. So he's happy to work with me. It's not, I'm not asking him for spoiler season promos. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that people do is crazy to me.
Yeah.
You're not entitled. You're not entitled to his print numbers. It's not a publicly owned company. Shut the fuck up. He can do whatever he wants. If he wants to print pornographic cards, he will. And you will just have to choose what to do about it. But he can literally do whatever he wants, right? Like, imagine, that's the crazy thing. I think one of my first videos, I made this joke about like a pink couch. I don't know if you guys have watched me for that long.
Oh,
yeah?
Yeah.
Like, say whatever you want. It's my fucking couch. It's his game. If, by the way, if the man feels petty enough to kick you out of his game, do it. He deals with the consequences. Like, he is 100% responsible for the game. 100% will take the credit, and 100% will deal with the repercussions if he does do something stupid in the game. Like, it's all on him. Yeah. He deals with the pressure. You're not entitled to anything. You buy the game. Like, come on. Like, you buy the game.
And said person can still buy the game. They just don't get free shit.
Oh, yeah, but that's...
They can still buy a product. They can still run events. They're not banned.
They're not martyrs,
They're not banned from anything. They just don't get free shit.
I run drafts downstairs with 8 people, which is as many people as George from Compete Sports Armories have in them. I don't get Armory promos. I don't need them. I love the game. We draft it for fun.
Man, I can't imagine like getting into the content creator stuff for a game like because you want free shit.
No, but
like,
even if you got big enough and then demanding for you. What's funny is, Tolarian Community College doesn't get anything from Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, no.
Even though all the other content creators do, because he talks shit about him.
Yeah, I was going to say something about that before when you were talking about.
But he also just did a $4 million Kickstarter. Like, your success is not tied. Like, if you want to go down the edgelord, crypto, whatever, investor, listen, talk shit about the game all you want. The fact that you get butthurt about someone... But by the way, I'm not talking about one content creator. I'm talking about all of the ones that feel entitled. You're not entitled to shit. Also, if you want to earn it, maybe ask that question, because it's a question I asked LSS.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, what do I need to do to stay? I've asked the question in an email to Chris Bueller. I'm like, what should I do to keep me up there?
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to put the effort in, I might as well do it right. Because I do want to be in the spoiler season. Guess what the reply was? There's nothing you can do. Ideally, keep the quality of the videos up and post them regularly.
Yeah, so I love that the
replies there's no
don't
like
post garbage.
Please say James White is beautiful. Like nothing. Like they didn't say, just tone down the negativity about the balance of the game because that's a touchy subject. Do you know? Mm-hmm. They didn't even say you're not allowed to swear, or they didn't say you can't make sexually suggestive videos with your stepsister. They didn't say anything. They didn't say anything. Do you get what I mean? There's no sheet.
No. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's
literally like 35 people. Maybe 2 of them watch your content. Like as a job. Like Chris is the content manager, and I think 1 or 2 of the directors will like be pointed at the right or wrong content. So they're like abreast of what's going on in the community. But that's it. No one's sitting there like going, who's been naughty, who's been nice,
Yeah. And like I love that the as far as a company goes, that LSS is still small enough to actually somewhat be able to care about the content creators and stuff.
Correct.
Before. Like you were saying before about like criticizing James White about like bits and pieces of the game. You didn't like a certain interaction or anything. You mentioned Tolarian Community, but I was like, look at like Magic and stuff like that. Like they don't give a shit about any of their content creators.
And
like
he's huge.
Exactly. And because I was going to say like the 2 that come to mind when I think Magic content creators is, as in like that focus on the game. Everyone knows really cracks $1 million and stuff. Is Tolarian Community College and General Kenobi.
Yeah.
And like, literally both of them. It's just sort of like just them yelling in the echo chamber because Wizards is no one from Wizards is going to watch their videos, or at least no one that can fix anything.
No, but
is going to
actually
watch
it's the
their
other
videos.
way around. I believe those 2, their content's been watched enough by Wizards,
but
and they've not put them on the program.
Exactly, yeah. It's
Because
not.
I saw someone on Twitter today is like, oh, Wizard of the Coast sent me a streaming kit, and literally they got cameras and mics.
Yeah.
And a cast, you know what I mean? Like Wizards has sent them like, hey, welcome, here's the streamer kit.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Which is, by the way, what I suggested to James to do is pick who you want to stream your events and put a package together and send it. Here's the kit. Like, it's not that expensive because they're going to have to do all the work. Or give us enough, like, give me a year exclusive. I can stream all the games in Australia this year. Like, the tournament organizers have to let me in.
Yeah.
Because then I can, like, get a sponsorship. Go, hey, Good Games, we're going to stream every Aussie event and slap your logo on the stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm saying Wizard actually does nitpick if you're too negative. But Flesh and Blood, like, there's
the
a ton of
opposite of what you want,
content
though, so I mean,
creators that,
It's
funnily enough, like I brought up Yazi with James. I'm like, hey, when is he getting a spoiler? And he goes, oh, look, he's on the list. Like as in, he's not on the list. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
There's just a bunch of people. And Ben himself knows he probably doesn't post often enough to be on anyone's radar right now.
Yeah.
Like, people know who he is, but he just simply doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, why give it to someone who's posting a video a month versus someone who's posting a video a week? You know what I mean?
And that's what I mean. Like you were saying, sort of like, I guess less Wizards doesn't care, but more like at absolute bare minimum, you could have had that conversation with James, and he could have at least pretended to care about it to you and given you like even like a half-assed response. Well, then Wizards just sort of like, all right, cool. This person has criticized us. Like, they mentioned they kind of don't like us vomiting 20 products per set.
Sure.
Blacklisted from all of our community creator shit.
Yeah.
They said they had a bad thought about our game. Gone. They're no longer a Magic creator.
Yeah.
They can,
I think
they can post
also
videos, but
when
they're
it's
not one of us.
corporate like
Yeah.
that, you then have to
Yeah.
have procedures and policies.
Yeah.
Like, you can't run in a publicly listed company that size
Yeah, because then you got
with
a
no
million
policy, because
shareholders
they
and
have to
stuff
have a
deal with.
policy for everything.
Yeah,
And that becomes then, of course, they literally probably count how many swear words you put in the video.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's probably
Well,
someone's
they would have
job
a team for that
to
stuff.
audit anyone
Yeah.
that gets resources from Wizards. Probably gets audited, like their channel gets
Oh,
audited
100%.
to a point. Do they post often enough? How many Twitter followers? Like, they probably have a list of everyone, and
No,
then they
100%.
nitpick. Mind you, a very interesting little tidbit off topic here. Tolarian Community College posted a screenshot, like, because you see the analytics on your YouTube channel. His monthly analytics say 4.5 million views, 68% growth from last year. Like, if anyone thinks card games and the hobby and stuff, like, that guy's been around forever. The videos are all the same, which are good, but they're the same. 4.5 million views a month, 68% growth in a year.
yeah,
Consistency, man.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. He's very polished production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has a, you know.
I think that's the trick. That's why I like Sloop's content. Is it's polished and it's predictable, but it's predictably good. But you just know you're going to get good.
yeah. Not
Do you like the video about you?
Yes, Sloop. Great card. However, you did get one of those numbers.
No, but did you see the video?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But the card that you made of me, the hero card, one of the numbers, I won't say which one. It's
The intellect.
maybe one of no, that's a question mark. One of the numbers is it's you know, you weren't that generous there, Fluke. So you need, I mean, no, not Fluke, Sloop. You need to. I found that a bit offensive. What can I say? I know it's. I know I was in a
Sloop, you're
bath.
gonna get a phone call, man.
I know the bathtub. You know, you probably thought the bathtub was a bit cold, but yeah. I wasn't a fan of that number. Sloop. A bit offensive.
I'm looking forward for that little notification bell to ding, and like the videos is like me calling my notorious rivals. Like,
Come on, Sloop.
And just you need to go to a pet store and buy a frog.
How about this, Sloop? Sloop, if you announce that you're coming to San Jose Worlds, I'll give you the phone call of your life.
I haven't even had a phone call yet.
I will give you the phone call of your life if you announce you're going to San Jose Worlds.
He is going.
Well, he hasn't
You know,
announced it
Sloop
yet.
hasn't left Canada before.
No, he hasn't. I know. He's never travelled
Man,
outside
I
of
hope,
Canada.
but we got to meet that guy.
So, question. Are we taking Thunder on the road?
Ooh.
Can we?
I
Remember
didn't
we
ask,
spoke
didn't you?
about it?
I didn't ask James.
No, but are we going to do it? Is that
On
something?
the road, meaning Worlds.
Yeah, we take our
Yeah,
whole kit to
100%.
Worlds.
Well, there's no whole kit. Like, this is one suitcase. So just whatever that
Yeah,
costs
I know,
to ship,
but-
it's fine.
Are we going to do that?
Why not? This whole thing fits in a
Yeah,
suitcase.
I know, but I'm like that will be the trip.
Well,
like I'm
the thing
talking,
is,
I'm talking pumping
right
out
now,
3 of these
let's
a day.
assume you and I are not playing Worlds, right? At this rate, we're not qualified.
No,
we're
no,
not,
no,
right?
we weren't playing for
If we
World.
qualify, great. But at this point, I'm playing Pro Tour, but I doubt I'll play Worlds, but I want to go. So if we go with that plan, let's go. So shout out everyone in the US, Europe, anyone going to Worlds, especially content creators. But even if you're just, you think you got something to say.
Eccentric. I want eccentric
Because
individuals.
we might do it more short form for a lot of you, like community members come in. No.
I want 90 minutes.
No,
you
no,
give me
but
90 minutes.
If you're like a random
That's what I
community
need.
member that wants to have a chat, we could do a 15-minute chat with you on Thunder, and we definitely want to do long form as well when we're there.
He's 100% going towards. I want to see that raid. I want to see that Luminar raid and Bolton.
To be honest, we need to take it because James
Happening.
James promised us a spoiler for the next. It's not a spoiler, but he said he would come on Thunder and talk about the new set, and to wait till then.
Ooh.
That'd be Worlds, because Worlds will be right before.
I'd love to do it where we set up and we pump out 3 or 4 of these a day.
Yep.
We have a schedule. We send it out to people.
Well,
we have them in 90-minute.
I'll
We have them in
email-
90-minute blocks. I'm
I'll
talking
email,
Chris Sires, Saints.
Yep.
All the people, interesting people, big names, small names. Like, you don't even have to be a content creator. If you're just some quirky lunatic from South Georgia,
Can we get all the hot cosplay girls on as well?
Yeah, there we go.
you know,
There we go. There we go. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Nats. There's no cosplay competition at Nats, but you can bet your ass I'm going to get like a nice corset and rock up as like a very cleavaged up femme bravo.
Can Yazi come cleavaged up as well?
Yeah, Yazi's going to be in the spring tunic.
Good.
Yeah.
100%. And maybe don't like spam us now, but if we'll announce it and we'll start. Maybe what I'll do is we'll do a Google Doc and start putting a schedule in. We got to look at accommodation then that we can set this up in. Something close to the venue where we can actually like
lure people in.
Yeah, for sure. Done.
I like that.
I mean, it'd be fun because we want to talk to people anyway.
Just want to talk to people.
So might as well talk to them.
Come
and
hang
record
out
it.
in our hotel room for 90 minutes.
Maybe
and
we'll take like an extra camera so we can do like
give you the time of our life.
have like a 4-person, a 4-way.
Oh, I prefer 3 ways.
Yeah.
Really?
You reckon?
4-way gets a bit messy. It's a bit too much hands and
I
feet.
knew he was really innocent. Hey,
Bit too much hands and feet, you know what I mean?
hands and feet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Depends if you're on your own. Feet can make a lot of money.
That's true. Only feet. So what do we...
What's the site actually called? Wiki Feet. That's the one.
What?
He doesn't even know.
God, how? Of course I don't
Is
know
it
this
Wiki
stuff.
Feet?
I think so.
That
Yeah.
what it's called. I know, but I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just the reference of it that I know of.
Yeah.
It's like celeb feet photos and stuff, and they get rated. You're not aware of this?
No. Okay, so you've got 2 big events coming up. You got Singapore Calling. What are you playing, Dory?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Ooh.
90% Dory, but I feel like Dromai. Okay, because Prism is going to LL, I want a lot of people have already and will switch off Prism who were like fly-by-nighter Prisms that joined because the Starvo meta. Like those people are not playing Prism.
Oh, no, 100%.
Also,
There's-
people, you got to remember it's an economy still. A lot of people have tried to sell their Prism decks to get out of them before it LLs. So Dromai is fun.
I was gonna say I've definitely seen like Great Library of Solana tank in the last
Yes.
few weeks because of that. And yeah, but honestly,
That's because Paul hasn't played one
Yeah.
with Bolton with Great Library yet. That's why.
oh dude, I remember Monarch release playing that.
You can, can't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can.
It's
It's
just
not
it's
an
just
illusion,
It's
it's
just
just-
a light card.
it's
No,
just
no,
a
so
like
you'd
that.
have to build with a lot more yellows to make that.
You have to actually.
Bolton plays a lot of
No, but
yellows.
You have to
That's the
pitch
point.
them.
That's
what
the
what
point.
card? Like what reasons are you pitching in pitching for in Bolton is the issue?
Vestige is illusionist.
You don't
yeah?
pitch a lot.
No, Vestige is also light.
There you
It's
go. You
light.
got to play Bolton.
Dude, like in
hey,
I think
Bolton,
Phil-
Vestige, and Library would be fun.
No, dude. Like I think Philip McKay had a bit of a circle jerk about like, oh, I made this deck for, like at Monarch release, but Monarch release happened. Like I've got the FabDB page saved from when I made the same deck like in Monarch, like for like the first week in Monarch release before I went hard into Prism CC. But yeah, no Vestige, like a Vestige Raiden combo Bolton. That's just like turn never ends, dude.
Yeah.
Like you charge, you got your card and soul, Vestiges online, pitch a blue, tome 4 times.
So I think
Library's nice if it happens.
Library is amazing,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's not playable on Bolton, really.
It's not that good in Bolton.
It doesn't make your combo that much bigger, I don't think. You know what I mean? Like, mind you, having 5 cards in hand is pretty cracked.
Hey,
but
I've been
as
playing
far
a lot.
as-
I've been playing a lot of games against Viserai, and I'll tell you what, I feel like that matchup's pretty good for Saber's combo.
yeah, so you shouldn't on Bolton. Bolton's just an aggro deck.
Yeah.
And aggro versus aggro, usually the best player has a good shot at winning. And there's like the chance that, but
Yeah. Like as far as Library and Bolton goes, it's all it's giving is it's giving you an extra card to block with, since Bolton just kind of crumples if he has to block.
I'll probably I've got to build 3 decks. I've got to take a Blitz deck for side events in case. I've got to take a Calling / Pro Tour deck. But I also need a UPF deck.
Ooh, Taipanis.
So I bought Taipanis.
Yes.
I'm going to build that. Taipanis, if you don't know, if someone's going to take lethal at the table in UPF, you can reveal a card, pay 1.
I believe it's discard a red card, I believe.
Discard something. It's to
something.
do with red.
It's something a
it's
red
whether
card.
reveal a card if it's red or it's discard a red. And then you can point that damage at someone that's not the person that was going to die and not the person issuing the damage. But for a game of politics...
Yeah.
And it's draconic, so you have all the generic cards in the game, all the red ones, which are great cards in the game.
You've basically got a fire
Sinks,
deck.
Fates, right? Exactly.
You got a fire
and then you
deck,
can put
minus
all the
Spring Flame.
draconic cards and draconic equipment, so that you have a very solid chess piece for blocking, and it'll be fun.
Are you doing that at Singapore or at Lille?
So, if I haven't checked if Lille has it on the schedule, but Pro Tour Jersey had UPF tournament gold, silver palms as the reward. I imagine it'd be the same, and it was the very last event on Sunday, and I really regret not playing it because it would have been fun anyway. But winning that gold, silver palms, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing Taipanis and UPF. Like, we don't really have a UPF group at Grimdark yet, but like,
we need to fix that. Paul, you don't get to comment on this. We need
UPF to be a format.
Because I don't think people realize just how fun.
The game is genuinely
suspending
fun.
your competitive, because it's not like Commander.
No, like people compare it to Commander, which is like,
but it's actually the other way around. You cannot, if you turn up with a shit deck that we all have to wait for you to play or does too much damage, you only draw at the end of the 5th turn.
Yeah, exactly. Like you won't.
So you're dead. If everyone decides Paul's playing that stupid kill everyone in 1 turn wizard deck again,
like we
just kill you before. Like, I think Commander, the negatives are like they take forever, and then
Magic is just a lot slower paced game as well. So the combos that do kill people, it's just
it's also less interactive. Like everyone's trying to get their shit.
You either have a counter spell or you don't, and there's nothing you can. Like if someone goes
UPF
off,
is so. Here's the 2 things about UPF that would sound so freaking fun. The games nearly always go where everyone is at the same health, because if you're on 20, I'm on 10, the next person is attacking you. They're not letting anyone stay at 20 because you win the game by default. Like imagine starting a Blitz deck, a Blitz match 1v1, I'm on 5, you're on 20. Really doesn't matter what deck you're on. You're going to kill me by swinging a weapon, blocking 3, swinging a weapon. You will race me by fatiguing me that way anyway. So everyone stays at the same life. No cards are banned. So if you feel like playing Siege Chain, you play Siege Chain. You can play Young Viserai. Nothing's banned in the format. But it's all politics. All politics.
Like
it's actually way more about alliances and convincing other people to attack other people than it is how strong your deck is. So if you want to play a full cold foil Prism deck with all the talismans and potions, you can do that.
100%.
If you want to play a full red line, no blues in Dromai, you can do that.
Like the only rule to UPF is that if you're sitting there with the funny Chain Lightning Kano that one-shots the entire table, you just die in your first turn, and
Correct.
that's it.
No one's going to let you get there.
That's hilarious, by the way. I love that Chain Lightning.
And like cards like
that.
Coax a Commotion, you convince them to let it hit because everyone draws a card, like the whole table.
The Valor player sitting somewhere is
you know what I
very
mean?
happy
When you're
about
playing
it.
Merchant with Silver Palms, no one wants to bring your health lower because everyone gets to draw a card. You end up with 20 fucking silver tokens. And you can just pop all your potions off one knick-knack bracket. Bring you literally draw your whole deck. Like 20 cards.
I want there to be like a cash out knick-knack payoff card. I want to be able to combo off.
It'll come because
do
nothing really spends silver. Like not enough cards spend silver, but nothing spends gold yet. And there's no there is no gold token yet.
I was going to say cash in spends them all in like 4, 2, and 1 or whatever. But it's cash in's the only card that really
which draws your deck
relevant.
basically. If you have, but the point is, if you're going to convince, let's talk about your daughter. She wants to play Fab, knows the mechanics. Way more fun to play in an environment where we don't care who wins.
She does care who wins, though.
No,
she's the Princess Spike.
But
she wants to win.
But you can still win in UPF. But it's like playing a game of Risk. more than, or Monopoly, where the negotiating and the plan is more important than your skill. A lot of young players win at Monopoly because people feel sorry for them and don't want to. Do you know what I mean? Like, they forgive their rent and stuff. It's the same with UPF. It's the same. It's like, you know what? I've got lethal, but I'm going to let her live. Like, but that's the thing. She's more likely to win and enjoy her night.
Yeah, that's fair.
In a few rounds of UPF. By the way, I'm not saying I want to go to UPF Armory every week. I'm saying, like, if once a month it's at Grimdark and we go play 3 rounds of UPF, and it's whether we do it for charity and we just, like, the ticket goes, whatever. But then you just play whatever deck you want. Play Yorick with the new banjo, whatever he has.
The Coke's a commotion on a stick.
Yeah. I think, but funnily enough, like, if you care, James really believes UPF and PvE are where the game will go.
Yeah.
The competitive will be the niche.
I've definitely got like
Which,
a little...
by the way, it is already the niche because it's a tiny game.
Yeah.
But in the mainstream, get 1 million players and 2 million players, and you will not get them in on 1v1 combat to the death.
I still think, though,
It will never,
I see that Fab can have, in the future, 10,000 player call-ins.
Oh, 100%.
so,
Like where Magic was once upon a time.
But
they used to have, like, the minimum GPs back when Magic was pumping. The smallest ones were about 3.5K.
Okay.
The tiny ones.
But how many casual players exist for there to be 3,000 players at a Pro Tour?
Yeah. At a calling, yeah, but that's my...
But how many people do you think would need to
Don't know,
casually play the
back
game?
then, EDH wasn't
To
really a
fund
thing. But EDH wasn't a thing back then.
Casual Magic was.
Has Flesh and Blood passed that like barrier
Magic
yet with
started as
tokens?
casual.
Yeah.
The rules came in later.
Yeah, I know. I
right?
was playing
Yeah.
Magic as a kid,
So,
like
how
a filthy
many
pig.
casual players do you think played Magic for there to be 3,000 people at a calling? You'd need like 3 million players.
Yeah, maybe.
No, so that's his point, is the game will grow, but to get the millions of players...
But you don't need those formats... not PvE, nothing, but you don't need a successful UPF to have casual players. Like, EDH wasn't a thing. People used to just
they're
literally...
very different.
People used to just, like, with Magic, you just, like, grab your cards. Like people that played casual kitchen table Magic back in the day before Wizards was monetizing Commander, casual Magic was just whatever cards you had, you put it in a pile... and you sat across from your friend with their pile of cards and you played. It didn't matter how many
though?
It didn't matter how many no, people were doing that back in 2010.
Yep.
Like, there were heaps of casual people out there that just didn't give a shit if their cards were modern, type 2, type 1, whatever the format was. There were like literal, like true casual people.
Yep.
Don't need a format to play. Like, your real casual players, they don't. They don't need an actual format. They'll just get any cards, mash them together, and play.
Yeah.
I feel like Fab doesn't work like that because you still have like equipment. Like,
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
agree.
mean? You can't
I
have
agree.
10 pieces of equipment.
I agree. My point is basically you don't need to have a company-sanctioned, monetized, pumped-out format that Commanders become, because 1v1 Magic has been chopped off for Commander's sake. Right, they've chopped the legs out of 1v1 Magic.
I was going to say that's happened for some very different reasons.
It's like,
that'll never happen.
Casual play though.
What I'm trying to say is, okay, I love playing Catan, Settlers of Catan. I bought the $500 set for my birthday, like the 3D one, the hand painted one. Playing UPF for me would be like playing a board game.
Yeah,
correct.
Except it's would be with my Flesh and Blood friends rather than pull out a Monopoly or Catan or Sorcery, which I've ordered to do the same thing, to take a break off. Like, I still want to go to an armory and just play, but UPF would be...
Gives you another option, another way to enjoy the game.
But it's also, we're going to bond in a different way. And I'm going to also, like, when you normally play an armory 3 or 4 rounds, you play with 3 people out of the 12. That's all the interaction you get. And then a lot of times you got to bail or whatever. But this way, you're literally sitting at a table with 4 or 5 people. So the banter is also... way more inclusive. Like, everyone has 3 or 4 people they're playing with at the same time.
Yeah. Like,
let me put it this way. Because I'm talking probably for 99% of the Flesh and Blood community, we haven't tried it. I've yet to play a single UPF game. It's probably shit, but I really want... really want to build a Taipanna's deck and play it. Do you know what I mean?
Like, the closest thing to UPF I think you play was Everfest, like one, not Grimdark, the other LGS locally. didn't realize that it wasn't a normal draft set. So so that he put up an Everfest pre-release, and he's sort of like, you can't,
That's cool.
you can't do sealed Everfest. So it's sort of like cool.
So you tried.
So what they ended up doing was they did like a sealed pool of like you get 3 Everfest, 3 of a set of your choice. Everyone's hero is they jokingly called it Shiana UPF, but everyone's hero was like effectively Shiana. Just jam whatever like cards you want, go wild, like have fun with the new cards, sort of thing.
They had a sanctioned event like that at Jersey. What did they call it? Chaos Draft?
Chaos Draft is the magic one that's like that, yeah.
But
you just draft cards from different
something
sets.
else. Whatever name they call it. But yeah, it was like 1 pack of each.
Yeah.
I think you got 1 history pack. No, 1 WTR, 1 Arcane, and 1 Crew or something like that.
Yeah, like if you did like a draft of like just history
and Paul
packs,
has that
that'd
idea for
that'd be kind of
Fab,
like a
which
chaos
is
draft.
cool, is if every time a subset came out, they had draft in mind so that you could actually grab 2 packs of Uprising, 1 of Dynasty, and it's actually a
That'd
new
be
balance.
so good.
100%.
That would be so good.
And maybe like...
People don't understand the draft format drastically changes.
Of course.
It's like a whole new experience just by substituting one
especially
pack.
if that draft pack, every single one of them has a token for the new hero and a new weapon.
Yeah.
Like suddenly it's a 4-hero format.
100%.
You have to draft a completely
It's
different.
personally, I really don't like limited. Personally, I really don't like limited formats. Which is why I didn't play any of the RTNs because all of them were drafts. And
Yeah, I don't
sealed,
know
and
what's
just
up
sort
with
of like I don't really like it. But I would 100 if I had like casual format like that where it was just effectively a chaos draft where it's like here is a set and here is a subset tied to it, just for shenanigans. I would 100% play that.
Well, I mean, we can do
Exactly.
it, especially
Yeah.
when you play sealed. So you can pretty much grab 6 of any packs and play sealed. Especially team sealed. I think team sealed
would be fantastic for something like
I've
that.
heard very good things. So we really enjoyed the team calling. Team sealed seems even more fun because it's 3 heroes, team of 3. So one of you, like it's 3. You get one of you's playing fire, one's Dromo, one's Icelander. Then it's like
100%.
picking where you sit and who pilots what.
Yeah.
It would be so sick because you're
100%.
running,
And
you're not playing off 6 packs. You're playing off 18. It's nearly a full
I was about
box.
to say that. Yeah, you got 18 packs there. You can 100%.
You get very
no
good
one's,
decks.
No one's getting stiffed with like
Not quite as good as your Blitz one, but you get very good decks from it.
because like I feel like it wraps it up nicely of why like the sealed experience, like the limited experience for me was we had a like as a send off for Sasha when he was moving to New Zealand when he got the job at LSS. We had a winter cold foil tectonic plating at Good Games Wollongong, like sealed event. In that sealed event, my first pack, I got a tectonic plating and a crippling crush. The next 3, like out of the rest of the 5 packs, I pulled a total of 2 blue generics and like 4 red guardian cards. So despite getting those crazy good pulls in pack 1, I literally couldn't play.
That's sealed
I
for you.
could not play guardian. Yeah,
That's sealed in a
despite having
nutshell.
I ended up having to like build some shoddy brute deck because I had like the yellows to support it or whatever. So But yeah.
This is what I'd like.
But you got to keep those cards though.
I did get to keep that tectonic plating. Yes, that is. Actually, yeah, you won that one.
You won an event.
Yeah. Oh,
This is the one and
shocked
only.
with you, yeah. That's all. That's also the only event that your brother has beat me in.
Something I would like to do. I don't have the time. But see, I'd love to actually host a sealed team event. It'd be so sick. Just like it doesn't have to be associated with a store. Just do like a Fluke box or, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's probably better. We'll talk to Brendan. Maybe he should run a Fab tournament, a team sealed tournament. I'd be in straight away. I want to play that format.
Yeah.
And I'd love him to do. How cool would a team UPF be?
Oh yeah.
Where it's X amount of pods.
Yeah.
But one of your team, like if
one person in each
one
pod
person
sort of
from
thing.
each team is in the pod, so like it would work easy with 16 players, 4 pods, 4 players each, and see who gets to the end.
Oh, dude, that's.
Do you know what I mean? Because how good would it be if actually it wouldn't work because if the last pod has anyone that's outnumbered, it's not fair. Like if you end up with like 2 people from one team,
just sounds like that pod had better players. So what?
And so Yazi was saying you're going to start a YouTube channel soon
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. So tell us all about that.
no.
What's in the future moving forward for Sam?
So I've wanted to do it for ages. I just wasn't sure what to do. Like, I wanted to do like Prism content and stuff like that since, like, if you've played against me in Armory, you know, like my whole fab personality is Prism. I've got custom card sleeves with chibi prisms on the back. I've got me custom mat, everything. So I wanted to do like mainly deck, like just videos like deck text and gameplay of whatever my current pet deck is. So me and Yazi were planning on filming like a Prism send-off video of just me jamming games like versus him on Rhinar, and then like a deck tech video on the very affectionately named Bimbo Prism deck list, which so that was what we were planning on doing. We got the channel name and stuff like set up, ready to go. We were planning on going with Channel Eisenloft. So instead of Eisenloft the card, it's ISON, my last name. So Channel Eisenloft for the thing.
Very clever.
So
Nice.
I think the card's Pulsar Eisenloft, but the channels are all locations and stuff anyway. So yeah.
Ryan just got a mention on Fab TCG.
Ooh.
Winning
His
two
skirmishes.
skirmishes with Ira. He's the only one in the world. Either Australians suck or Ryan's a very good ninja player. I'll let you decide. Well, I wasn't at any of them.
Yeah.
Ryan's good.
Well, is he? I feel like I wouldn't lose to his Ira on my Dory ever. But no, he's very good. Also, Ira's pretty cracked right now.
Yeah. So
Do you have the channel yet?
at the moment, I've just got my like Sam Ison YouTube channel, but like tonight,
Just send us the link.
literally,
Yeah,
tonight, I'll shoot you the
we'll
link.
shout it
Tonight-
out.
Tonight, I was going to like set the channel and stuff up immediately. Not sure if what
Can I ask you
videos
a
and stuff
favor?
is going on. What's up?
All right, so
Yeah.
Nick Butcher came on my channel and did
Oh.
fucking Fab School, and
Yeah.
for the longest time, and to this day, people still ask me about Fab School. And I go,
Custom
"Guys,
couch.
by the way, I was
Yeah.
at Matt Rogers' house. I helped them finalize the setup for
Yeah.
Fab School. It's happening.
It's
There was some
happening.
technical
That's fine.
issues. Well, they had 3 mics, one on the webcam, one on the headset, and
Yeah.
the mic. And we're hearing echo because 2 mics are picking up.
So is Nick living in New Zealand now or what?
No, he's back.
Anyway, then Philip came on the
Yeah.
channel and he shouted out his channel and said he would post 2 videos, and that's been a few weeks
Yeah.
and he's posted
Oh,
1. And I
thanks,
get
yeah.
asked more than once a week, hey,
I-
where's the second episode?
Yeah.
Anyway, can you
So
not
put-
fucking
yeah,
do that,
alright,
Sam,
so
when you
the pre-
post a video? Can you just
My-
actually do it and
Yeah.
then we'll talk
My
about
promise. So
kidding.
to put the pressure on Yazi, since he's going to be the one helping with my editing and stuff, I promise.
it? Okay, you're screwed. You
Yeah,
will have no
Yazzie-
channel. You'll post once a year.
No, that's-
Don't worry about
That's the thing.
But you'll have 1,000 subs.
Yazi's
You'll have
issue-
1,000 subs.
Yazi's issue is the filming. He cannot film a video for the life of him. The editing's great though. Like, I mean, as in like,
What does he
Man-
got?
man- I mean-
Shaky hands or?
no, I just mean as in the pressure. Like, dude just like gets home. He's like, I don't even want to film anything tonight. I'm not in
Yeah,
the space for it, and goes to bed.
That's fair. That's
But no.
Look, also, you
But
got to,
yeah. So
live
I'll
your
bully him.
life first.
Exactly. I'll bully him into it. But there you go. My promise is I'll get a video up before. Fab School.
But when you get a
Yeah.
video up, send us the links.
Yeah,
Don't send us
definitely.
links to an empty channel. It's just like
Oh, yeah,
a
no,
huge
no.
missed opportunity for
100%.
people come on, they see nothing, they sub, and then it just gets lost in the ether. And they,
Oh, exactly. Like,
yeah.
I'll give you my Twitter handle so like everyone can go and sub
Which
to
one?
my shit posting. Which one? Which one am I allowed to? No. The
Yeah,
one
what is your Twitter handle so people can find you?
what's it called? At Tulian TULIANAQ is my safe for work Twitter handle. The one with the flesh and blood related shit posting.
yeah, the Prism. Bimbo
Yeah.
one.
Resident Prism Bimbo is
Awesome. Done.
yeah, easy because that one's got content on there.
Any last thoughts?
No, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for inviting
It's been great to get to know you.
Yeah.
Ever since I first met you at RC Crew
Yeah.
Games, you're just such a cool person to hang out with. I love it.
Thank you, Paul. I love bumping into you guys. I think we've yet to play a game at an event actually. Yeah.
Correct.
Come
We-
on Sunday.
We have not
Yeah,
versed
Sunday.
each other. I don't know how we haven't paired into each other. It just hasn't happened.
You know, it's taken a lot of restraint to like not be a bitch and be like, oh, it's because I'm in the winners bracket.
Oh,
You said it.
Oh, come on.
No,
Come on, Sam.
There's a difference between me being like, oh, I want to say this and me just clapping
Come
back
on.
with.
How
no,
often
honestly,
can you
yeah.
beat Prism on Bolton? Let's be honest.
Dude, I'm terrified of that matchup because I don't.
Bolton.
I'm running the aggro one. I don't have ALS, so as soon as that Luminar comes out, it's just like,
Okay.
fuck, do I die?
How
to
many
this?
poppers do I run?
Not enough.
Against
No.
no 3, 6, 9.
I was going to say, at the top of my head, there's at least 9 that Bolton should be running at the current meta.
Yeah, I think I'm running 9.
Yeah.
9 or 12
Yeah,
poppers.
because I'd be going to our matchup expecting 9 at least.
It's still not enough.
Oh no, God no.
Yeah.
That's
You don't
like,
think that's enough?
9 is not enough.
That's-
It's not
that's-
enough to like stop her because she pitch into the boot. So
but
if
it's
you
like,
only
I
have
don't
one
like
popper in a
match up.
turn, she's trading a card for a card, using a resource for the boots, and then hitting you again anyway. Like what I'm saying is 9 nearly never gives you 2 poppers in a hand. Is what I'm trying to say.
Because aggro Prism, I'm running Miraging Metamorph and stuff, so I've effectively got 12 Wartoon Heralds in the deck. So my turn cycle is like, cool, pitch a yellow, here's a
and some of the new
Heralds.
Heralds.
Have you always preferred Herald Prism over Aura Prism?
I prefer it over Auras because I don't know. Auras
She doesn't feel natural playing Auras, although it's very strong.
I definitely like the deck is a hybrid deck, so I can definitely pivot to Auras if I need to do it, and it can do it pretty effectively. But I definitely prefer the aggro game plan because, like I said before, I've always played the same deck in every other game. Like my Magic deck is Stoneblade, so it's a million counter spells. Here's like an invincible monster that beats you to death with like lifelink and stuff like that. And I mean, like Dragon Ball TCG, I think Phil mentioned that before. Like my deck in that one is like, it's a blue Goku deck that's whole shenanigans is like untapping my resources so I can counter spell or counter attack your stuff a million times in a turn. So you just never get to do anything while I'm beating face. So like I definitely prefer the aggro version, but I'll have like the Aura defense game plan as like a contingency plan against decks where I suddenly need it. So against Bolton, it's scary though because I don't run ALS. It's too chunky for the 6 cost is too chunky for the aggro deck.
Well, if we face each other on Sunday,
if I see that Lumina, I'm hoping I'm on 30 life at that point, so I can at least block you out and have an off turn.
problem is I need the time snap potion as an insurance policy, and that's what's the thing is because that takes an extra turn to assemble the combo.
Yeah.
If I have to put permanents out on the battlefield, it's a bit of a pain.
Yeah, you want them early.
Yeah.
The way that Josh has built this deck, it's a glass cannon. It literally wants to combo off in CC on turn 3 or 4. And that's why he plays the he doesn't play the crown. He plays the
Helmless Sharp Eye, I think it's called.
No, the Halo.
A
Charge.
Illumination, yeah.
And all he does, all that is first turn extra card in the soul.
Yeah.
So if you're going first, you have 2 cards in your soul.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed. If you're going second and you have a soul shield, you're still getting 2 cards in your soul.
Yeah.
So he is literally, and he's playing whispers and he's doing all sorts of things. It's just a glass cannon. It's like, I'm going to combo off.
because he's thinking he dies to fire in 3 turns anyway, right?
He's just like, I'm going to combo off before you kill me. But the thing that I've noticed practicing with the deck this week, the game has 2 parts. Part 1 is getting to your combo and understanding the exact turn to do it in.
Yeah.
So you have to calculate how much equipment block they have, how many cards in your soul, are they able to block out so you can't trigger Lumina? Therefore, are you going to run out of soul? And it's actually a bit tricky. Like you think, oh, it's so dumb, but you do have to wait for the exact turn. Like I played one matchup where I should have waited 1 extra turn to have 1 extra soul, and I would have got all my combo, but it fizzled out, I think, on the 4th attack. So at the end of the day, that's part 1. Part 2 is the end game. And the end game is...
What do you do after your combo's out of the deck?
Yeah, because usually they're not dead. It is CC, it's not Blitz. Usually they're not dead. They're sitting at anywhere between, say, 15 and 5 life, perhaps, and you might be back up at 20 or 22.
Yeah.
And then you have to navigate this end game where you have no equipment. If you're smart, you've kept your snaps, if you're able to do that. Sometimes you haven't because you don't have to take flight on your combo turn. Yeah. And then you're navigating the game of digging for beacon, doing celestial, but strong decks can still come back. If they're on like 9 and you're on like Prism 17, they can stabilize.
100%. I've had games of Prism where like I've been against an Oldham and like had pretty garbage first turn hands, and then I stabilize on like 5 life and then just...
I died to Prism in the Battle Hardened. They were at 1. Yeah. They conceded verbally twice to me.
Yeah. But I'm very...
No, like the guys like I'm done. There's no way, like... And I'm like...
Play it.
You got 7 auras, man. Like, if I brick once... Like, I was telling him, like, don't... He's like, I just want to go home. I'm like...
Yeah.
And I told him to stay in the game. Prism can on 1 life kill you. Wizard also. Prism and Wizard are those... What they want to do is get to 1 life and kill you. Like, in a... Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because that means...
I enjoy the tease of Prism. Definitely.
Yeah. But Bolton, you need that life at the end because you're a very mediocre deck without everything... to combo off.
Like I feel
the
like
deck's not very strong
The
without.
combo's just their pivot turn.
Yeah. The
But
Bolton
it's
deck-
such a
Yeah, but it's
massive
huge.
pivot turn.
Like,
It's
you
just a
heal
giant
and you
pivot
deal
turn.
a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm hoping you go well with it. Don't not like obviously my mates. I want you to go well, but at the same time, just because Bolton deck, I feel like it's very easy for people to dumb the deck down and just be like, oh yeah, you just block until you have a Lumina in Arsenal, then you see the other Lumina, and then you play both and go off. But like you were saying, I feel like a lot of people don't understand the nuance into knowing when you're actually ready to go off. So, like our friend Noah at one of the PQs at Grimdark that I judged, goofed against our very own Yazi here. Yazi was on Brute. Noah had, I think, 3 cards in Soul or whatever. And then, attempted to go off. And then Ben's just like, cool, all right, block 6. Because obviously it's +2. Block 6 goes up +2. Block 4 is equipment because you don't get any plus to that one. You have no attack reactions to pump them up to get over. You're out of cards in Soul. Done. What do you do?
Yeah.
You didn't jam anything in. You can't give it a go again.
It
So,
seems to me
yeah.
like the sort of deck that really, if you're a expert, like a Josh Lauer, if you've put in
It's
hundreds
definitely
of
got a high skill
reps,
ceiling.
yeah, if you've put in hundreds of reps and you combo off at the exact right time of every single match, and then you follow it out with a perfect end game that he talks about in his podcast. I love Card Guys, and you have a great end game where every attack, every goal again, every bit of damage matters. Then I think that deck, I don't know why people have it down the bottom tier. I think in the right hands, it's definitely pushing towards, I'm not saying S tier, but it's up there.
Yeah, I feel like people think it's bottom tier just because
it's bottom tier because not many good players play the deck.
That and then Fab also just generally isn't super kind to combo decks. If you've got that, people.
It does have its
I was gonna
vulnerabilities.
say,
there are bad
I was
matchups.
gonna say,
There's some bad
That's
matchups.
why it's on the bottom.
Again, if you're
it
against
needs
them-
certain pieces, while other decks like Fi does not need certain pieces.
Yeah.
Their worst pieces, Briar's the same. Their worst pieces in the deck,
but it's
still do what they want to do. While
Bolton's
Bolton's
can never see a CMH and still roll face. Well, Bolton, it's kind of like
that's why
if you
they
sit
rank
across-
it lower.
If
but
you
when
sit across
Bolton,
Menorah Prism,
it's Bolton is way stronger than some of those decks when you hit the right pieces at the right time. It's just the variance, the luck.
Exactly. Like
Lexi. Lexi is way stronger than most of the decks in the game, except if she gets unlucky, the deck does nothing.
I guess what I'm trying to
if you
say,
go 3 of a kind into 3 of a kind, and you get, you know what I mean? I
just think what I'm trying to point is, I could be completely off here, but it seems to me that a good fire player and an expert fire player, being an expert fire player, perhaps you get a 10% edge.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not that
Being
Fire doesn't have much of a skill ceiling.
a good Bolton player and an expert Bolton player, I reckon your win percentage it goes up 50%.
100%.
It's incredible,
Yeah.
I understand.
And there's other decks like that too.
Oh yeah, Prism's got an incredibly high skill ceiling. I know I've had a bit of a chuckle about this story a few times, but at one of the PQs, I had a Prism mirror match against Nick Butcher, and that game,
who?
Nick, Nick Butcher, the shameful loser. I believe is what his gem ID was for a while.
Did you put him on tilt?
Oh, the game wasn't even close. I'm pretty sure he had a bad game before that, but he dropped the event after our game. I think it was because Nick's a phenomenal player, but it's also good play, genuinely really good player that's hopped on the deck because of the meta versus someone that's played nothing but that deck for a year straight.
It's different, yeah.
I think I was, I told the story to John earlier, I think I was 35 life when I beat him. It wasn't even close. So, there's definitely, Bolton's up there with that sort of thing. I feel like a good Bolton's definitely got an edge.
Like Tom, our resident Bolton, best Bolton pilot in Sydney. Hey, Tom.
100%.
Fluke, anything from you?
No, that's it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll stop.
Anyone you want to shout out?
Oh, actually, yes, because
Yazi doesn't need it.
Yazi needs
He's
it.
famous.
No, so we mentioned before, obviously, LGBT stuff and whatnot. I've got a friend of mine, Kiki, who anyone that's on Fab Twitter,
We know
would be
Kiki.
familiar. Yeah, anyone that's looking for a Fab LGBT space, there is the Rainbow Foils Discord. So shoot Kiki a message on Twitter, for an invite to that if anyone's interested.
Is bold LGBT, or is that a different...
We can. I think we can. You might have to have a chat with Kiki. I think we can find
There's
a review in
a
there.
girls
John.
group I'm not allowed in. There's LGBT I'm not allowed in.
Yeah.
There's already always room for you,
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Fluke, I'm sure.
I feel not included.
You're small
sure we can
enough,
find
you
some room
fit
for
into
you in
tight
there.
spaces.
I'm not that small, man. Like 85 kilos.
Huge.
Huge.
Yo!
All,
right.
all muscle though.
Guys, if you're still watching, sub to the channel.
You're
We're
still
at-
watching, you're unsubbed.
Yeah, you're unsubbed, you're gone. We'll probably do a giveaway at 500 subs. We'll figure something out.
Yeah,
We
that
get
sounds
we
good.
get sent stuff and whatever. So we're 159 away from that. So
And just, I don't want to sidetrack of this channel, but all you Tall Timmy subscribers out there, apologies. I haven't uploaded a video in nearly 2 weeks. I have been having, life's been serving me up a few lemons recently. Plus, things have been very busy at the moment. So, apologies. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still loving and playing Fab. And as soon as things become a bit easier on my end, don't worry, you'll be getting those videos. So,
guys, follow us on Twitter below. We're active like more daily on that because
Yep.
it's very quick on Twitter. We both post photos and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot quicker than posting a video when we're busy. So Twitter's below. We'll put Sam's down as well. Hit her up. She's a judge and a very good Prism player. So any questions on either, I'm sure she's happy to get DMs and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Yazi, anything to say, dude, before we... I didn't say come
Let's
on
go.
camera. But
come on,
Yeah.
Yasi.
he's
come
here
on.
now.
Do you want to sit on my lap? Here we go.
Oh, no.
I don't know what to say. Sorry for ruining the table.
How many glasses of wine did you drink?
I don't know, man.
I was going to say, Yaz, you're going to be driving me
I'm
home, mate. You
driving.
okay?
Nah, he's fine. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Good night. We'll see you next week.
Cheers.
All right.